We're live currently talking about shit and how fucking weird StreamYard is. So it's Friday night. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. You know, the usual crew here hanging out and doing our stuff. Big Nate over here doing things.
The
majestic Big Nate. We've got the mighty April Reyna doing some cool kitty cat stuff over here.
Well,
Heather's a big fan of this. This may be her favorite piece you've ever done.
I like this.
Thank you.
It's really, really good. Mr. Hunter is doing some wild stuff over here. We love Mr. Hunter doing his stuff and things. So, well, everybody knows me. I'm nowhere near as fucking cool as these guys are. But we're doing things, and we're talking about comic books, the state of comic books. We're also talking about some ethereal books, some ethereal projects, and some stuff that may just be out of April's give a shit window. So we got some stuff to talk about, some spicy stuff, some
not
interesting
wrong
stuff. You got all kinds of stuff going on. I see you put that fucking box of cereal in there too. You think you're funny.
That's okay. I was just wondering, how close to the Creole unlock are we?
The Creole unlock, we were like $10,000 or $9,900 away from that, I think.
Okay.
Jake LaFleur, I love that guy. He's a good dude. Yeah, hold on, Mr. Hunter. Let me figure out how to get this thing to work for you. There we go.
Did you turn it off and turn it back on?
I slapped it.
I hit all the buttons.
I fucking face rolled the keyboard for a second and it fixed.
Whoa.
Well, you know, unnecessary hair flip type of deal. Anyway, so right now,
no, I feel like with that you could monetize.
I might be able to monetize hair flips. I got a pretty decent head of hair to do it. But so we've got Theater 7 is live right now, along with Greed 4. Greed's also got the trade paperback available as well. So if you guys haven't checked that out yet, swing by the campaign and give that a peek. But right now, we're going to talk about some other stuff before we get into that, because it's come up a lot recently.
What, Creole?
You funny lady. Look at all those pretty little pieces that Mr. Hunter's working on down there. Anyway, so I keep getting asked why we're not doing shows. We're getting invited to these big shows, why we're not there this year. We've touched on it a couple times. So, and I guess it's just because the shows that we went to last year are coming up and people are asking, you know, and it's literally because we're building this business, guys. There's no other reason behind it. We're not skipping out on shows. We got some beautiful invites this year. But we've moved into a much larger realm as a creative member of this industry. So we didn't want to stop doing one thing to do another thing. As much as we want to see you guys and hang out and, you know, shoot the shit and go to dinners and drink beer like we always do with everybody that hangs out. All our friends get to hang out with us, Nate. We drink beer, we bullshit, we go to dinner with our friends. It's something that we think is important. But this year we're doing a lot. Mm-hmm. I think we went from literally like 42 team members to 56 right now, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot going on with us as a team. You know, and with the printer, the way that they've been catching up with us, we're getting books left and right. So it's literally like time is essential to us right now.
Well, there's nothing worse than thinking that you can do it all and not doing it all well.
Right.
And if you're going to do anything like that, we want to make sure that we're accessible for customer service. We want to make sure that we're not rushing to get things out the door because we need to play catch up. I think that it's really, really important that people understand that it's good that we're taking these smaller steps so that we're able to have the sure footing and steadfast response and know that, like, when they back our projects, that we literally are not doing this just for fun, that we're taking it so incredibly seriously to the point that, like, we know that this is our focus and that, you know, getting innovative with offering 2 books, for instance, making sure that our our artist team has proper support and reliability on our part, because there's nothing worse than needing somebody and not being able to get, you know, what you need because we're at a show and we can't like Phoenix Comic-Con, you're like what, 3 flights of stairs underneath the ground.
Yeah, dude.
Like, there's you can't get a signal down there.
You know, it's really interesting, you know, going when people look at things and the route that you're going. Like I saw a dude, we'll get into this, we're going to talk about the industry a little bit tonight. I saw a dude the other day on my Facebook page that added me, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, you know, I got my first book out, and it's in, you know, I've paid to get in all these stores or whatever else he paid to do." And I was like, you know, that's cool, right? Go you. But you know, I'm that guy though that yes, I've only been doing it for like 3.5 years. Yes, I get that, but at the same time, we're a lot farther along than most, you know. So when you come at me and you're trying to, you know, pull this big dick thing with me, it doesn't work. You know what I mean? I just it doesn't excite me. It doesn't make me jealous. It doesn't make me jump up and down to be like, go you motherfucker. You know what I mean? It really doesn't.
We do want everybody to succeed, but we're not playing. We're playing the long game. We're not in it to be flashy, fast, or do the.
When was the last time you heard one of us go, "Hey, look, we're in 15 stores in the country"? You don't hear us coming out and go, "Hey, look, we're in 6 stores in the UK," or you don't hear us say shit like that, because that shit's short games. You know what I mean? Yes, we want to be there. Yes, we love being there. Yes, we love the stores. Yes, we love the exclusives. But we don't feel the need to come out and tell you that. You know what I mean? That's not something that I need to blast on my Facebook feed and be like, "Yeah, do you see all my accolades?" It's not necessary. You know, and I just feel like right now, more and more, we're seeing that. We're seeing this flood of individuals that want to, you know, just flop their thing out and be like, "Hey, can you guys see me?" And I'm just like, yeah, okay. You know, you're right. It's almost like you have to, you know, toot your own horn to get acceptance. And I don't think that's necessary. You know what I mean? I don't think it, and I didn't see newer publishers doing it till recently. You know, like last year, I never saw that. Year before, I never saw that. It used to be people would come into it with a sense of like wonder and a sense of, "Hey, look, I want to learn, or I want to grow, or I want to." This is literally just coming out and being like, "Hey, look, I run shit," and it's like, well, you really don't run shit. You know, it's an interesting concept to me. And you know, as we watch the industry develop, and this is where I'm getting at with this, is we watch the industry develop, you're seeing more and more companies fold. You know, you're seeing more and more people not do what they thought they would do, or as well as they thought they would do. And I've always looked at it like it was something every win is the biggest win to us. Every little step forward is the biggest step we've ever taken. You know, and
are you looking for subtle nuances?
Yes, absolutely. You know, it's one of these things where I look at things and I just, you know, last year I had a talk with one of our artists that works with us, and who's been doing this for a really long time. And he was like, "Well, you know, you can count on one hand how many companies are going to be here next year, you know, when they show up." And it's one of these things where you want everyone to do well and you want everyone to succeed, but it's not that kind of world. You know what I mean? This is a place where you're either do or do fucking not. You know what I mean? It's you know, you can't come at it just for you. You can't come at it from an angle of I'm the shit or I'm the best or anything like that, because those cats don't stay. You know what I mean? They don't stay. You know, so you know, go at it with be humble. You know, that's all I'm going to say to people, because I continue to get people to ask, you know, how do you do this or how do you do that? Be fucking humble, man. Be good to people. You know, every day you guys teach me. Every single day I learn something new. about running a business, about being a friend, about being a father. I'm constantly learning. And I think that's what it takes to make it in this. I think we're constantly, growing, and not just as an industry, but as people, So everybody just heard about the stuff last year. We had big layoffs in comics last year, big layoffs. Well, we're all hearing about it again, right? IDW. I'm going to say I called that when they lost Godzilla, they lost Transformers. I'm right out of the blue, and that sucks because those are huge IPs. Bless you.
Sorry.
Don't be. Jesus.
Well, you remember last year too, they lost not just that, but they lost all of Hasbro.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, G.I. Joe as well, so yeah. So there's a lot of stuff, man, and don't think I haven't made an attempt to find out where Godzilla's at right now, because I have made that attempt. But there, as the industry grows, it changes. Last year, Kevin Feige had come out and said some shit like, the future of Marvel is film, and I find those things interesting because it may be the future of Marvel, but it's not the future of comics. The future of comics is not film. The future of comics is comics. The future of comics is people. It's what makes it fun. The going to the conventions and seeing the people that you idolize or the people that you trust me. I do that shit still. I still fucking googly eye every fucking show I go to. It's one of those things where, just as much as, let's say you play Major League Football, right? You play Major League Football and all your buddies play football. So everybody on your football team and they're all great folks. And you quit being excited when you see those great folks. I don't do that. I'm constantly excited. And I think that's something that we all share as a team. It's something we all share as an industry, a love for this industry. Because if you go to a show like right now, we're not in Vegas, right? So many people we care about are in Vegas right now. So many people. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you look at Phoenix, we're not going to be in Phoenix. Oh my gosh, so much going on in Phoenix. But you have to quit. We have to, as people, like push ourselves away from the want, or the need to be in things that we really enjoy, to be able to put our whole heart, like April was saying, into aspects of what we're doing. There's comics takes everything. Like, it takes everything.
It really does.
It takes your love, it takes your heart, it takes your soul, and we give it to you. We put it on paper. So if we were to half-ass something, it'd be awful. You know what I mean? And like I said, around here, we only whole ass. So it's like
everybody use a full serving of ass every time I do anything.
2 peaches.
Right? Full serving of ass every time we give you guys stuff.
Welcome.
That's that spell in my book then.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's
I'm sure I can find a meme for it.
That's what are they, from under cheese and whatnot.
Ew. This Barbie's nasty.
Wash your hands.
Too far.
Oh my gosh.
This Barbie does unnecessary hair flips.
Oh my gosh. So gross. So we talked a little bit about, oh my gosh. Anyway, just rotten. So as we're doing more and we're growing and we're showing you guys more, and April brought it up just a moment ago, the 2 books a month thing. We appreciate every one of you. We appreciate every one of you supporting that endeavor, because in the long run, we do think it's best for everyone, in any way, shape, or form. Any way we sliced it, it just seemed like the best as a whole. Instead of dropping, 2 different campaigns, this was just a way that we could put stuff together in a way that was affordable and a way that you guys could make sure you didn't miss anything if you wanted something, man, that looks really good, April. Like, it looks really good.
Well, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. That's a good one. But
I was really wanting to do like a Kinktober tattoo edition,
yeah,
but that would be like a 6-month endeavor because,
oh, it's gonna be
with the
real
whole
tough.
ass.
Real
Just
talk.
draw faster.
Oh gosh, draw
Ugh.
faster.
Well, I'll tell you
Listen to
this.
the guy that puts a page together in 30 minutes.
It's okay. I just, side eye a judgment.
Right.
I would see a lot of those.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Shawnee brings up a good point too. Talking about appreciating the sacrifice you're doing up front. I mean, you do this now. This is going to pay dividends throughout the years.
It's really hard to change when you know that you already love something and you have to like do what's right for the better good. Like this will be the first Phoenix Comic Con that I miss in 12 years.
Yeah. Again,
And
it's
a
not an
legacy
easy thing.
Yeah.
We have April and I last year, we hit probably between the two of us 7-8 shows last year. And it's one of those things where it's something we love to do. We love to do it. We love seeing you guys. We love the experience. We love the sights. We love the sounds, the smells, the whole nine.
I don't know about the smells.
I was just trying to be nice. There's con funk is real. Just make sure you wash your babies. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Oh man.
But
man.
no,
Word called Dio.
Oh no. But
you know what really smells?
Oh God.
Backpacks.
Really?
Because you're all sweaty and you don't wash those.
Oh no.
So that
Well,
takes on the funk.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. My nose probably hasn't worked in 15 years, so I couldn't even begin. Yeah, like no, I can. The only thing I can smell is my like my wife, like her actual smell. You can smell a person. I can smell my wife, and I can smell my nasty ass son when he walks in the room and rips ass. That's about all I can smell in the whole world. So, yeah, no, my nose. I tease my kids all the time. They're like, "You don't smell that," and I'm like, "No, my fucking hooter doesn't work half the time." So. The hooter, man, the hooter.
Oh my gosh, is that what is right?
Hooters have a different name where I'm from.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I see. I don't know what that is anywhere else.
It's called Two Big Things That You Grab.
Those are Hooters.
I thought those were. Well, I got about 50 names for those. We could do a whole show one night talking about what I feel about those things and what I call them. But it would probably be pretty amusing too, to be honest with you. But no, there's
they did a game on the radio for that one day. Like they had two contestants go against each other, and they had to go back and forth for like 3 or 4 minutes of just different names for boobs, and it was really interesting because you're put on the spot like that, kind of like Family Feud, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, after you go through the first 10.
Oh my God, what's another word for titty? Can I phone a friend?
Oh man, I'd never heard of what was it, sweater meat or something? I was like, what?
Sweater meat. I've heard sweater meat. Have you ever heard
I have since that radio show. Shoot, I learned some shit.
The cock pocket? Yeah.
The what?
Cock pocket. That was a new one for me.
Oh. Okay.
There's
I learned some stuff tonight. How about that? Educational opportunities.
Sadly, there are probably some things I could teach. But no, there's there's just
side eye of judgment.
Side eye.
Thank God HR is in the house.
Good Lord. So anyway, speaking of not titties, speaking of comic books and what's going on in comic books, I have, for the first time
in forever,
everything I'm reading right now. Like I haven't read anything recently, probably the past 4 weeks, 5 weeks now, and I don't know if I'm going to pick up anything for a little bit. You know what I mean? I haven't seen. There's a lot of things that have fallen apart. A lot of books that have fallen off the wayside that I would have liked to have seen continue. So we'll get back to that. I think we're gonna start talking a little bit more about the actual industry itself during the weeks and see what's going on with that. But big news with IDW, right? And I want to touch on that before we get too far away from it. If you know anyone that is looking for work, you can always have them reach out to myself, April, or Mr. Hunter, and we'll, see if we can't help them out or get them situated in any way that we can. Same thing that we've done with other companies in the past. I would not be still collecting comic books if IDW hadn't come up, probably. So I hate that this has happened to their company. I hate what it's doing to people's families. And we're happy to help in any way we can. That's not to say that we can, but we'll help any way that we can help. Anyway, so moving forward, Nate is officially going to be writing reviews for Ethereal Comics.
Yeah.
And those said reviews will start being published in comics. So,
like letters to the editor?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So what we're going to do here shortly is it'll be made official when I get everything situated in the next few weeks. Nate will have a full-time position with Ethereal. So if you guys have thoughts or ideas about our books, Nate will be the guy to send them to. Shawnee, can you please tell me who the Facebook user is? I'd greatly appreciate it. But he's going to pick that up and he's going to start handling all the web page stuff. There's a lot that I'm going to have Mr. Nate handling. So he's a good dude, and I hope you guys will, welcome him with open arms and whatnot. Oh my God, there's a kitty booty. I see it, and I'm already fascinated. I'm already fascinated.
What?
There's an agent.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I'm a big Kay fan. That being said, I'm not biased toward her in my writings at all. So,
well, you try to kill her.
No, that was
That's always
Maya.
the first
That was
assumption.
Maya. That was Maya.
That was Maya. I was gonna kill.
I was gonna go beat him up.
Yeah,
Good.
Bladen was real serious about that. He was like, "You don't get to kill Maya. What the fuck?"
Right.
It almost happened. But it would have. It would have served its purpose, but it would probably got me castrated all at the same time.
Mhm.
So that
Canceled.
yeah. Don't kill people we like. What the fuck? So no, there's I don't need an editor, Mr. Williams. I appreciate you asking. I have two very close to my heart that definitely let me know what they feel about anything that they see in Ethereal books. Let me tell you.
I'm sorry about that. Sorry,
I
not sorry.
Neither one of them are ever sorry when they tell me how they feel about them. So
I'll try that one time.
but there is a lot going on. So we are growing as a company. Positions are opening. A lot is happening. And it's all thanks to the friends and the team and everybody else. So again, I can't thank people enough. That being said, we have a lot going on. We've got a calendar in the works. We've talked about the calendar. We've got a calendar we're working on right now, which is outside of April's give a damn window. So you guys she's not going to answer any questions or anything. So don't think you're going to get sneaky attention or, backdoor intel, Shawnee, about anything like that.
Well, remember that post you put up yesterday? That was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, well.
April yelled at you really good on that one.
No. It's the judgment.
Yeah, I see. She knows. I'll tip the line of what I'm allowed to tell and what I'm not. I like to, tiptoe along that line, as they say. I'm not allowed to play ball on that field, but I can stand on the fence and look, or at the fence and look, if you will. But so we've got that going on. We've got the Halloween books we've talked about as well, which is actually a short story.
You say it's short, but
Tony said I respect the give a damn window, but that doesn't mean I still won't get insider info. So it's actually 3 issues. It's an arc that we're starting here in the next couple months, and I think everybody's going to really enjoy it. we're doing a new format for the cover art for that mini series. I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy it. Not that we're doing a different like way of printing or anything like that. It'll just have a very instead of having our typical wild covers and our normal covers, it'll be a different format just for that particular Halloween edition. And going forward, we'll probably stick with that in the next Halloween edition as well. So it's a 3-issue arc for Halloween. So if you're a fan of any of the artists, make sure you reach out and let people know what you want to see. Because I think we've got 10 covers for each of those issues. So it's going to be mad fun. Really, really excited about it.
Well, any going to be connecting covers?
So we've tried that. We have tried that a couple times. Not that I'm against it, because I dig them. You know what I mean? But I just don't feel like people have warmed up to them with us yet. We've had a couple good ones. It's the wild thing. Like there's some that I, just like anything else in this industry, there are some covers I think are just going to come out and bang. You know what I mean? And then it'll be like the dark horse cover that I didn't foresee that comes out, and everybody like. There are a couple covers I know are always going to sell. You know what I mean? But then there are the covers where I'm like, that's a good one. And then it'll be like one that I had not even expected that comes out, and people are like, hey, I'm going to get that in my pick 3 or whatever else. It'll always be that particular one. And I won't have expected it. Like we did a set. Right. Absolutely, Shawnee. I like it. We did that set with the Devons or the Massies. We did Devon and Mitch on that set for BGD, and it didn't do as well as we would have liked it to. Whereas there was another one we did a couple years back that did really well, and I wasn't expecting it. So maybe we'll step into it. Not for the foreseeable next couple months though.
For the connecting covers?
Yeah.
Oh, but we've got one on the next campaign, and it's so pretty.
See, you're telling things now. See, I wasn't talking about that one.
But I just
He's just proud of it.
Well, so the idea
to be fair, I forgot that we were going to put that out next month, but that's just me.
Whimper.
It's a really good one. You guys will enjoy it.
I was thinking, like, if you're going to do like the Halloween ones, maybe do a connecting cover per campaign, like a chase the connecting cover.
That'd
like
be
you
fun.
have one this campaign, and one this campaign, and that invests that person if they want to get the whole series.
Yeah, that's a cool ass idea. Right now we haven't picked out a we're not doing Year of the Digital Flame for those 3 books. It just doesn't make sense. We're gonna do the Year of the Digital Flame for the other things that come out at the same month that they do. But like next month, April's talking about one that was not originally in a connecting cover. It was something that she had a good idea with, and the art was great. So it just makes sense. That's why I wasn't thinking about that. But look at that K. Oh, a butt on a K. Oh my goodness.
See, that's what you need to do now. Have C and K, have Bladen do one, and then have LC do one, and have it on the same cover.
Butts.
2 butts and 1 cover.
I could ink LC.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bladen and C would be a great, or LC would be a great, like a dual cover would be really cool. I agree with that. We've talked about one of those. One of those I've been working on for like months is a Greg Bow and Bud Root.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That's cool.
I've been, I keep hearing that's going to happen, but we'll see eventually. Supposedly that may be a thing, but hey, I hear a lot of water cooler talk, so
God bless that water cooler
my
talk.
dog's having dreams. Sorry,
man. those water cooler talks, they're quite something. So we are bringing on. We've got a couple new stories coming out. A couple things that we're not going to get into. I just want to let you know that we don't only bring on artists, we don't only bring on colorists. We do have some writers in the works doing some things. We've also got Mr. Hunter has his own book coming out.
Ooh.
So that's going to be really cool. That's right on the edge of April's Give a Damn window.
Mm-hmm.
Just past it.
I keep trying to sneak it up. I'm like, well, if something falls through,
It's officially on the release schedule.
I
It's there.
Chill
It's
out,
on
man.
the release schedule. It really
I know,
is.
chill.
How exciting is that, though? Like an actual release schedule. That shit's dope.
That's
Yeah,
like a
and
legit company.
Yeah, you'd think,
I
right?
know, right? Yeah, I'd like to see what that release schedule looks like so I can forecast things.
Alrighty, yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely shoot it to you. I'll do it this evening. But there's, when we talk about the release window, we talk about new books and stuff. That's not to overshadow like stories that are coming out already. And I don't ever want anybody to think that because again, this is my everything. I literally work on Ethereal all day, every day, so you guys aren't getting half-ass again. You're getting whole ass with everything. Especially when it comes to stories. I work really hard to make sure that we're giving you guys the best content we can possibly give you. And I'll tell you this, Bladen's got great ideas. The other two writers that we've brought on recently have great ideas. It's just when it comes to releasing new books and new content, if I bring on a writer and we're already booked for the year, that's not their fault. It's not anybody's fault that you're not going to see their book anytime soon. You know what I mean? It's just the way it works. We're never going to forsake fans to do something new when, we're investing in our books. Again, right now I think there are a total of 13, 14 Ethereal books in production, and at least having stories written and stuff like that and edited. So when it comes to getting to the artists, like right now, that's one reason we stick to that 3-month window. Marvel and DC had it right. There are certain things I'll always, if it's not broken, don't fix it. There's a reason that when you order from Diamond, it's 90 days. And that's generally speaking because they have a window. If the product is coming out, shit does happen. So you have to be able to fix it, or that artist takes a little bit longer than you'd anticipated. Anything can go on. But that window makes sure that you guys get an amazing product no matter what happens. It's always on our mind. It's like a countdown clock, that 90 days. It's literally like, hey, look, we have this amount of time to complete this project. And I think that's something that's very, very powerful because if we rush, that's one thing I think the industry does very poorly anymore, is they rush content. It has to come out, has to come out, has to come out. Yes, we have to have content, but we didn't just start putting out content yesterday. We've built content. We have it built up so that you're never without content from the brand. There are a bunch of amazing butts. Look at those two butts just came up.
Oh,
These amazing butts just showing up.
Yeah.
with the tail. I like the tail.
Oh, my little skunk girl.
Uh-huh.
She's
I'm a Pepe Le Pew, but everybody said he was a bad guy. That makes me sad.
I like her lip bite. It's so subtle.
We saw a really good one of those on the campaign right now.
Oh, did we?
We did. Check this one out. Look at that lip bite.
Oh, yes.
That's gorgeous. And that's
Yeah.
live right now on Kickstarter, up for pre-order, guys.
Oh, so
Man.
good.
That's my favorite he's ever done. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not being biased. It's just,
Oh, no. I agree. It's solid.
Lip bites are fun. We're starting to move into some interesting areas with covers and different ways to do covers. But Nate, let me ask you something. If you don't mind, if you've got the ability to Oh, boob indent. Don't mess with me, Shawnee.
Uh-huh.
I'll get into the indents. Indents are my jam. I don't know what it is, but it's physics to be, to be honest. I mean,
Don't you fuck with physics.
yeah, dude. We're
Gotta
all
learn some stuff.
let me teach you something. So there's a concept in comic books, right, where we're already again suspending disbelief, right? And I've always looked at something like if the Juggernaut punches something, it needs to fucking move. You know what I mean? Or there needs to be an indent where his hand went into it, or whatever else. There are certain things that we've done in the industry to get away with that.
Man. No force on earth can move the blob.
Well,
If I could move the earth underneath it.
the last thing I saw about the blob, to sidetrack for just a second, the last thing I saw about the blob was when he ate Janet Van Dyne.
Yeah, ate the wasp.
Did you see that, Blake?
I did.
No, I don't.
He ate the wasp literally and crunched
Damn
it.
sure fucking ate her.
And all you see is like pieces of her in his mouth.
Yeah, he's literally like chewing on her ass.
Right.
But that was in Ultimates. Wasn't a big Ultimates fan, but they had some really cool sequences in the Ultimates. It was like that rated R Marvel series that we didn't know we needed at that time period.
Which they screwed that up because Marvel Knights was phenomenal.
Mhm.
Marvel Knights it was very good. Again, there are all kinds of badass stuff that was, but we're a lot of that stuff falls by the wayside. You know
Yeah,
what I
we're
mean?
kind of past all that, unfortunately.
We're past all that good writing. We're past all the art that, from that time period that made it what it was. You've got some phenomenal artists out there right now, but half the time they don't get shown. Half the time they don't get the time of day they need. If you go on my Facebook page right now and look at a ton of the people that are on it are, the folks that are out there right now in the pro world that are trying to make it. And you're not seeing half of what they create. You're really not seeing half of it. We've got friends that work on Turtles. We've got friends that work on Aliens, friends that work on Predator right now. There's all kinds of amazing folks out there. And, but you're not seeing all their incredible talent. They get told to do something and they aren't allowed to do anything else. And when it comes to our books, I tend to let our guys and gals do what they want. Again, it's something I think is important. I don't want to take away from artistic freedoms because in my opinion, if you work on an ethereal character, you're just as important as that character, and again, there are characters in our wheelhouse that may be larger than other characters. You may want to get on interiors for If It Hops, but If It Hops interiors are, taken up, or you may want to get on, BGD, but the main book in BGD is taken up, but there are side books for BGD, and there's ways you can get on.
Yeah.
Do you want now?
Nothing.
Yeah, I love that back. Look at the musculature in that back.
Yeah.
It's
Baby's
real.
got back.
I mean, it
Baby
looks like
does
it
have
really
back.
have.
She's one bad putty tat.
Tried to make her thick. I was channeling Hatter, but without the poofy hair.
Gotcha. But anyway, so Nate, let me ask you this. And Nate is holding nothing back with me. So he asked April, what he could or could not put it in a review. And I asked politely, the only thing that he doesn't put into it is spoilers. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to spoil the stories for anybody. But, what is the first thing you're going to write one for, Nate? I'm very curious. What are you getting into first?
BGD 1.
Okay. Right on.
Because to me, that's where the story starts.
Yep.
A listener has its own pieces and parts, but when I read, If It Hops first, which was after the fact of BGD. So I started looking at, okay, what actually came out first? And BGD was one of the first ones that came out. So I figured, okay, I'm going to start with that one and go through it. So I've read it probably 7 times already.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Just to get
you know it as well as I know it by now.
It was better than me.
Well, I mean, that's the thing for me is I'm looking at it from a perspective. Is there anything I can break? within the storyline? Like, is there
Right.
anything I see that like gaps or holes, or like, we always have the hook in a storyline that hooks
Right.
you into the story. And of course, for me, I'm already hooked into the story because I enjoy the universe. But like going through the pieces, like when Ricky is going through at the end, it's like that's kind of a big piece because you can kind of see like he was been part of this before.
Right.
He's been part of this industry before. He looks like he got out of it.
Mhm.
He made his own life, did his own thing, but people still want to drag him back into it,
Right.
and still trying to make him do what they want him to do. But guess what? He's still, no, I don't give a shit. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it, and that pisses off everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Seeing Serenity too. That was a big piece. I'm like, okay, I see how this character is going to turn. Like it keeps going and going and going, and there's really no stopping. That piece.
Interesting character for sure.
But yeah, I'm enjoying the run. And so my plan is to do 2 type of reviews.
Okay.
One is a text-based review, like we had talked about,
Mhm.
and another is a video review.
Dope.
So you remember in the old days, people used to read along with comics.
Yeah.
And used to do videos and things like that. It's going to be similar to that. I'm not going to read you verbatim,
Right.
what the book says, but I'll, kind of give you my thoughts and go into it. But it'll be pretty similar.
I think you should have a Dustin guest on that one to read the Gentleman
I knew
from
this.
Frog Legs.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
could do that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
If you guys get me lit enough, I'll come on and I'll read stuff to you.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I can't do that because that's a kink for some people. If I read you stories, they're gonna be like, "That's my daddy deal," and I'm gonna be like, "Ah."
We'll just get you the pipe, and you sit in the robe, and you'll just
Yeah,
be
dude.
like, what's that theater show? The old theater show.
Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. That would be us. We'll be the Mystery Science Theater 4000.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You're
My
a little
brother's from Silhouette.
woolly.
Y'all are silly. Yeah, no, I love that. I think that's
That'd be such
amazing.
a cool unlock for the Halloween editions.
That's stretch goal.
Oh my
That's
god.
right. There we
She
go.
said Nate's gonna do the comic version of Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, it's all NC-17 and above.
Oh my gosh.
LeVar Burton's we're gonna roll at his grave.
Oh my goodness. No, but there's, I love that concept. I love, the idea of it. I think that will introduce people to the brand in different ways. I think you guys get to see cool stuff. And then the website, the website's up, but all the nuances to the website and everything will be put together. So you guys will be able to hang out with Nate and then go, man, I liked that book. Maybe I should run and grab it. One cool thing about the website, for those, a lot of folks like to get their product like right then. And one thing that we're doing with the website that you can see right now, if you go in there, is if you order a digital copy of it, it's immediately emailed to you. Like it immediately comes out. So it's another cool thing about the digital copies. All of our digital books are $4.99. And like I said, they come right out. So
That's what she said.
Oh Lord! Speaking of what she said, I'm going to give the floor to April real quick.
For what?
Yeah, I totally am.
Improv hour.
Oh man. What am I doing with the floor?
I think you're doing it right now.
It's the floor's lava. It's the floor's lava edition.
Oh, my kids love that show. They watch it religiously off Netflix, and I'm like, I can't watch it no more. But it's fun watching everybody fall into it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Or the mountain part where they fall off the mountain.
Oh. I know Mouse was watching it there for a little bit, and it was, slightly entertaining. But those obstacle courses are, I've always wanted to do one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Like I'm a glutton for punishment.
What was that show? With the Asian one where they had it they had the American translators, but it was actually just them kind of improving. But it was something Castle. But then was it Most Extreme Elimination Challenge?
Oh.
Oh, all right.
Super fun.
I watched the American Ninja Warrior for a while.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
prequel to that, but yeah, it was like that, but with like fake voiceover humor and maybe a little tongue in cheek silliness, but yeah. Well, thanks for killing my conversation. I tried.
Well, I'm just glad we can hear you.
I know.
Versus you
Oh, yeah.
miming.
That
Yeah.
was cool though. You should do that for like what episode? Just write, and everybody has to read it.
Well,
Well,
me just write the whole. I did that for the first like 2 or 3. I was like, this is dumb. Yeah, Bill's got it. Most of extreme elimination.
Ah,
All right, I have an ally. There we go.
I didn't realize that you had people against you.
I felt the room was against me. I don't know.
well,
Oh,
I don't
man.
know. I mean, after doing it in the military for so many years, every year, I kind of got tired of doing it.
The obstacle courses. Yeah, you're not gonna
Uh-huh.
sign up for a Tough Mudder or a Spartan Challenge or anything.
I did 2 Spartans.
I've not done any, but those it looks fun. I mean, I've been in better shape, but it's pretty fun.
Oh, see, I'm a fat bastard now after I retired.
I hear you. I hear
Dude,
you.
about the only thing I can win is a chicken wing eating contest. All about that noise.
I don't know. I might contend against you on that one. We'll see.
That'd be a fun one.
Dude, next convention we'll do a showdown.
They got to be super hot, super spicy.
Oh my gosh, I would not have it any other way.
Some mango habanero. We will die.
What?
I like mango habanero. It's good, especially in a salsa. Oh yeah.
Well, that doesn't even sound hot.
Oh, it's habanero. It's the that's
Yeah,
hot part.
but like the sweetness kind of cancels it. Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
It's
Whatever.
it's like a
I'm not
mild.
I'm not a bit more off than I can chew here.
dude, like, I used to go to Hooters and do my studying there.
Uh-huh.
And I was comfortable at what was it, 3 Mile Island or something like that. That was comfortable heat for me.
Nice.
Love it. I want to, for Gus's birthday or maybe our anniversary. It's like all in like the same week, so it really doesn't matter. I want to get him the hot ones, hot sauces.
Nice. Yeah.
And just see what that's about, like, because they always get to the bomb or da bomb or whatever it's called, and like that's when a lot of people like start breathing heavy.
Uh-huh.
But not in a good
Start
way.
dying. I have one of those chips, the Pocky, like eat it and you'll die type chips. I was thinking that could be another stretch goal or some sort of special tier for something.
Maybe, but they tell you that you can't have food for unlocks.
Well, just the video of me eating it and dying.
There you go. I'd pay per view that. Maybe it's the dying part. I kind of need you or something. I don't know. Whatever. Like maybe. I don't know. Just
It's important.
Shawnee brings up a
Oh,
good
hey,
point.
look at that. The thunderstorm's here.
Was it? Yes.
Ah, it showed up.
Shawnee's saying since April used to study at Hooters. Okay, that explains a lot about your drawing style.
What? No, okay. So yeah, but that I was a physics major at the time. Well, okay, so here's the
These
thing.
belts up
They
this way.
feed you, and there was like barely anybody in there during daylight hours, and those ladies were very good at customer service. Like I never even had to ask for a refill. They just brought it. It was so good. Very comfortable atmosphere. They just like let me sit wherever I wanted, and I just got to working. And then a friend of mine was like, say what? I can't believe it. I'm all like, well, come and join me. So we wound up starting to do Spanish homework there. And she's like, wow, you're onto something. I'm like, look, you got to think smarter, not harder.
Yep.
Those guys and gals at Denny's did a pretty damn good job, but I always felt like I was taking up their table. Not at Hooters. Like they get in, they get out, and they move on unless it's a game day or something. So yeah, they did not care. They liked me there. Starbucks likes me too.
See, when I went to tech school after basic, our place was always Denny's. we'd go.
Mhm.
We'd always go study at Denny's, and I'd sit there and like, "Do you want to eat?" Nope, I just want coffee. Keep bringing coffee.
Right?
Yep.
They
But I finished, so I don't know what else to do on that one. So
right on.
there you go. Justin's back.
That looks awesome. Killing it.
Oh yeah.
Killing it. Well, I'm sure that'll be available if you guys want to pick that up from Mr. Hunter. That'll also probably go on the webpage. And if it's not sold tonight, we'll have it out on bids or something on the webpage. So, or on the Facebook group, sorry.
Neat.
Well, and let's talk about that for a minute. So you guys just had a big giveaway.
Yes.
Last
Yep.
week. So
Yep.
and we had, there was some good stuff in that one too.
Yeah. There was a original cover concept in there. There was
Maybe you should, go through those and remind everybody because I totally know everything as well.
Do you remember? It was an original we gave away 3 pieces that are all going out. Shawnee says, love the perspective of the tail. Looks like it's going to swing out and touch me.
Oh yeah.
So we gave away 3 pieces. We gave away 2 Copic cards that Bladen did, and we gave away a original cover concept sketch. And those are all going out in the mail this weekend. So really stoked about that. That was fun.
Concept sketch.
Concept sketch from you.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
We never used it. It was going to be a cover and we never used it.
You might
Those
have
are
to
the best
remind me.
because that's a true original piece of art.
Yeah,
because
I
it's never used.
I don't know what that be.
Wait,
No,
what?
it was the one with it was the BGD cover with one of the girls on a pole, but it was like the whole cast like tumbling off this pole.
Oh.
Feel like I remember what you were talking about, so I'm gonna just play along and
I'm nodding,
out the details
nodding my
later.
head in agreement.
I'll show you what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, does he have the physical copy?
Yeah, I have the physical.
Oh, okay. Oh, then I'm safe. No, that was the skateboard.
Oh, that was the skateboard. Might be.
Nice.
No, I think this was almost a cover too.
Yeah, I could have. I mean, that's
Pretty
absolutely.
sure that was almost a cover. So, but yeah, the skateboard came out gorgeous.
Yeah,
You still have it, or did you sell it?
Yeah. I do. I haven't done any other. I've only done one other con. I didn't take it with me because
You should throw that shit on the website.
ain't
Or
nobody there gonna. Yeah, that's cool.
Bro, it's gorgeous. Like it's a gorgeous piece.
It's freaking amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Throw it on there for like $300.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You guys should have seen the work that. So we also do the custom skateboards. I don't know if you've seen any of those, Nate.
Yep, I've seen a couple of them. You guys have one on the site for $400.
Yeah, we've got one on the site right now. But those are the ones on the site are like brand new. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
They start with a blank board for $400. And then you get Mr. Hunter will throw some crazy shit on there and it'll be badass. Look at that thing.
Ah, yeah.
Look at that thing. Like,
You actually see any of the detail?
It's
like
amazing.
if I had some place to put that, but my walls are slanted, I would just scoop that up because that thing's badass.
Like my humor.
Look at these things, guys. These are, he does these, like I said, they're $400 piece shipped. So, you definitely can't go wrong with these badass pieces. Oh, so good.
Then turn off.
You have one more?
Allow me to show off things.
Oh, really? Badass. Yeah, so we do skateboards, we do pillows with boobies, we do statues. Eventually it'll be action figures. We do stickers, we do all kinds of fun stuff. So the stickers are very popular lately. Nate, are you a sticker guy?
I am, and I'm actually a magnet guy.
I remember you telling me about the magnet.
We had some things.
Yeah, I like any magnet I get goes on my storage cabinets, and so like I I have like a wall, like literally, it's all like Lady Death, Merc, whatever.
Yeah.
KAS I get, just put the magnet on this thing. It's covered. I've been doing that for years.
We need to do some magnets. I was talking to somebody about magnets. I know I was talking to Brandon about magnets last year. Magnets are crazy expensive, ladies and gentlemen. Like crazy.
You can always make your own.
No, that's not what I mean. Like when you buy like a collectible magnet, like a real boy magnet, they're $60 to like $150 a pop.
Magnet or pens?
Magnet.
Okay.
It's batshit crazy. Like they come in these amazing little felt boxes and shit. And
really,
yeah, it's fucking.
I've never seen a magnet in a felt box.
I had never seen it either, and it's amazing. The pins are the same way. There's a Discord group where they're doing pens, and I'm just like, we need to get some C pins made and some C magnets and everything fucking else, because that's a whole world that we've not even begun to. We're just now dipping our toes in stickers. So. Yeah. But the stickers are beautiful. We've got a bunch of stickers from Trevor Grace. We just talked to a gentleman the other day about some stickers. So, I'm
you do know that I'm leaving that up to you, right? Like,
yeah. I just haven't heard back yet. I was expecting some kind of something, and I just hadn't heard back.
I don't know.
Well, yeah. So we were talking to a gentleman about stickers, and I was waiting for him to ask if. When he could start, or if he wanted something or wanted to do something.
Well, you may want to rephrase like your initial inquiry, because not even I took it as a, hey, we're looking for a response back.
Oh, right on.
So just FYI.
Sometimes I forget how familiar I am in conversation, so
it's the subtle nuances of this negotiation.
Exactly. Can you speak Dustin? If you can speak Dustin, you'll get it. If not, sometimes it's kind of.
Yep.
Hey, zoom in on April's piece. Sorry.
Do what now? Zoom in on it.
Zoom in on April's piece. I haven't gotten to look at it.
Okay.
Seen the finger. Spunky girl.
It's cute. It's super cute. If you're a fan of April Reyna, you're about to get a lot more April Reyna artwork. So,
so let me show one that I got from April.
Please show us.
Hot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that came out really good, huh?
It did. April and I had talked about this earlier today. It's a phenomenal series if you've not read it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Liaris and Brandon's been doing great on that one. I read through all 3 issues today.
Oh, they're fun, man.
Now, granted, no child in the world should ever read this book. So keep it.
Well, that's an Imperial Red Label release. So if you're letting your kids read the Red Label, I mean, that's your business. I'm going to tell you, it's not a great idea, but that's your business. I love the Red Label. I just won't let my kids. I won't let my kids anywhere near any ethereal book right now. They're just not ready for that. No. We're just, we have to be. It's funny. A lot of people talk about the comic code, right? And this shit comes up a lot anymore too in the industry. It's what is okay to put in a comic book, what is okay not to put in a comic book. Who the fuck says you get to decide what is okay to put in a comic book? Fuck that. It was, back in the day, I remember we had a shop for a couple of years, and when I ordered the first Avatar, I think it was Avatar, first Avatar book I'd seen.
Avatar Press, Avatar Airbender, Avatar the Blue People.
No, Avatar Press. Sorry. And it was just like, what was it? Jungle Fantasy, right? Or it was Web Witch, one of the fucking other. You know what I mean? And or Shield Maiden. There's like 5 of them that they were putting out that were like really, really tough. And I had never seen anything like that before, right? I'd seen Cave Woman and I'd seen some other stuff, but I had never seen anything like with as explicit as the covers were that they were putting on those books. I mean, even Crossed had a couple of them, that were just like, holy fuck. And there's nothing wrong with them. Like, I collected the shit out of those books. I collected the shit out of Zenoscope, the whole nine. But you have these people that come out and they're attacking, again, this, what it is to do artwork. You know what I mean? If somebody wants to buy porn, that's not your fucking concern. It really isn't. If they like porn, they like porn. I've seen some gorgeous art, man. Some gorgeous art come from publishers. Not that I can post it around my house or anything, but I've seen some gorgeous art. And there's some great stories out there, man. Some really, really good stories. But you have these individuals that come out and tell you that's not comic books. That's not comic books. Man, look. The comic books have been coming out forever, man. Underground comics have been coming out forever. You had stuff like, again, dropping back into the, anthropomorphic stuff. You had Omaha the Catwoman, or the Cat Dancer, sorry, Cat Dancer might be, which was super explicit. Like, super explicit. But the story was great. The story was great. I think there was a threesome with a fucking bird in one of those issues, but it was like, the artwork was gorgeous, and it's funny how the same people that knock these books will read Ninja Turtles, or they'll read, Biker Mice from Mars, or they'll fucking come out for anything like that. But you'll go after things that are a little bit more illicit than they're used to. I'm going to say it like this. Just pull the plug out. That stick's got to be painful wedged way up there. Just pull the stick out.
Well, it's just really easy to keep on shopping. It's just not for you.
Exactly.
That's all it
I saw a
is.
meme like that today that was super dope. It was like a newscast. It was like, this just in. Modern folks are finding out they can just scroll past something without saying shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I love this. I love it. So another one that was like, why can't the 1% that give a shit leave the 99% that don't give a fuck alone? You know what I mean? There are certain things that it's just like, you want to die on the hill? Like, I'll die on the hill for comic books. Like, well, I mean, everybody I know anymore works in comic books. When we moved, I started my life over, and it was like, so everybody we know basically works in comic books. So yes, I approve of everything that everyone is doing. Do it. Work your ass off, and you'll get somewhere. But these guys that are like, oh, all you can draw is tits. Let me tell you something. The guys that draw tits for a reason. They can draw other shit, I promise. I promise they can. Like, one of my favorite pieces in my house right now is a one that DeBalfo did of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
There's no tits on that at all. And it was a New York Comic-Con exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. Gorgeous piece. Like, gorgeous piece. Ninja Turtles. Again, but those are the same cats that knock stuff that will read Ninja Turtles. But Ninja Turtles used to be black and white. It was gory as fuck. You know what I mean?
Shredder in the first issue.
Oh my gosh. It was such a good series.
It was.
I just, huge fan. But well, again, we decide what we enjoy and what we don't. So it's real easy just to be like, I'm not into that. Cool, look, man. Not every Ethereal fan is going to enjoy every book Ethereal puts out. And that's not something that's not me saying that you shouldn't try every book. I mean, hell, try every book. We love that. You know what I mean? But we may put out stuff that's not for this individual or not for that individual, but there's going to be something badass in there that you enjoy. I promise. There's something that we're putting out that you're going to, sink your teeth into and really, really get into.
I'm surprised at how diverse your content is.
I appreciate that. I surprise myself every now and then. Theater 7 still gets me. Like, I was not ready for Theater 7 when I started writing it. I was not prepared for how it would affect my writing style, how it would affect my viewpoint, anything like that. Thank you, Shawnee. I just didn't know, and I'm very grateful to everyone on that team that is, helped me with that project and helped bring Penny's World to life, because it's been an amazing experience to work on. I think everybody's really going to enjoy Kill Cam, and we thank April for coming up with that amazing name. I was taking out my trash when we were trying to figure out what the fuck the name for that book would be, and it was a funny conversation. Again, I can't remember it all, but it was a fun conversation, and between her, Bladen, and myself. And next thing you know, I told him what it would be about, and I remember Bladen going, "I want to draw that. I want to draw that," and her going, "I've got a great name," and I was like, "Well, let's go." So next thing you know, we're creating a book about 3 characters that are bounty hunters and just happen to be fun chicks at the same time. It's not like comedy, but it's not like rom-com comedy, but it's
got
very,
fan service.
It does. It is fan service and fun.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's very fun, very lighter tone than some of the other books.
I've been finding that like I'm taking a lot of extra time with our colorist for the covers, and I'm like, you don't have to center it around Earth. It's literally like out in space in alien worlds. Like, get wild with clouds, get wild with the dirt that's at their feet. You don't have to have a yellow sun with yellow like highlights or highlight light source. It's you can be different. So yeah, it's been very, very interesting. Like I feel like they've been asked to do their thing, stay in the lane, stay in the lane, stay in the lines for so long, decades probably. Yep. And here we are, like, no, really, you could scribble and have your pineapple not necessarily be yellow. Like, you can literally do anything with it, and it's very interesting and fun, and I'm hoping that everybody enjoys the final product. I think that there's going to be so many high contrast, high color difference, fun and engaging compositions that you might have to wind up making a pick 5 option.
Yeah. Shawnee says the skunk girl is adorable.
Oh, thank you.
So I got a question for you, Dustin. So,
yeah, shoot.
You were talking about, letting artists and inkers, anybody in the team, go out and do things that they want to do as well, other than just ethereal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Has that proven to actually give you, I don't know, I'm not going to say more respect, but more support towards your books, because they know they can come and go, that they can do things that they want to do it, and then they're being more supportive with the books they're working for with you?
Let's be real about that. Okay, let's really dive deep into that, and that goes into the industry like we've been talking about all night. Mm-hmm. We pay competitively what most of the larger companies pay. Okay, so when you look at, let's say, we'll use the lowest tier that we pay out right now for interior artists. Okay, lowest tier is probably making it's 30 pages, right? Generally speaking, for an ethereal book, because we always do the unlocks, and we've talked about anyway, that's another conversation altogether. But it's 30 general pages. So with complete art, complete story. So you're talking $2,100 at the lowest rate. And that, quote me on that shit because it's a fact. It's $2,100 lowest rate for line art for an ethereal book. That's the lowest rate we pay. And so $2,100, and most of the artists take their full 90 days to get the artwork done. You know what I mean? Including colors. So, except for Bladen Hunter, because he's a mutation of beast. But it's literally like, if you knock that out to the 3 months that it is, 90 days, 3 months, you're talking, $700 a month. Okay. I can't live off $700 a month. Okay. So now you're also going to tack on a cover, or you're going to tack on 2 covers or 3 covers in that 90-day period to get some more work in with us. You're going to work in that way. So that's probably, generally speaking, again, we'll go lowest again. So you're talking, $200 per se for like one of the lower tiers with us. And so now you're talking an extra $600. So now you're $2,700 in 3 months. It's not bad. It's way better than fucking minimum wage. You know what I mean? But that, again, that's industry standard pay. That's pretty normal. So if you get paid that $2,100, can you live off $2,100? I can't live. My household cannot live off $2,100. I feel like just yesterday, just like 2 months ago, Walmart groceries doubled. Like 2 months ago is what it feels like. Like we used to, do $180, $200 a week. Now all of a sudden it's like almost $400 every 2 weeks, or every week and a half, even. Just to feed my family of 4. Mind you, I have a preteen daughter so snacks don't exist in my house. But it's this point where we want you to exist. We want you to be happy. We want you to work and do what you want to do for a living. And we depend on you and we appreciate you. So if you have to moonlight for fucking some shady ass porno company at night and do artwork, that's your business. We're not mad at you for that. In my opinion, you're just practicing to come back and do better art over here anyway. You know what I mean? And that's the nitty gritty of it. We don't get upset with anyone for working more. I will say that I think that people need to make sure that they're paying attention where they're working and not just throwing their work everywhere. You know what I mean? Just for the extra buck. But you have to do what you need to do to survive. And that was, when I first started this, I had questions just like everybody else does. And I was curious and everything, and I remember Ryan, Kincaid had told me, as my friend, and I still value every word that comes out of the man's fucking mouth. He was literally like, you need to do what you need to do to survive in this industry. Once you get there, you need to do everything you can to survive. And cool, look, I'll do everything I can. And that goes hand in hand with respecting our teammates and telling them to do everything they can. Pay your bills, take care of your family. Dude, that's real talk. No one's ever going to tell you that we don't want you to work. Work. Dude, for real, work. Bust your balls. Do what you need to do to, exist. Because it's hard, motherfucker. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't get it, how hard it is. I talk on it a lot about how many artists there are and how many writers there are in this world. Man, it's a dog-eat-dog fucking industry. And all these cats that are holding out for the big 2, those are the ones that need to wake up. They need to wake up. That's not going to make it for everybody. What are there? 30 jobs, period? You're fighting 8 million people for work. Don't just put your eggs in one basket. Reach out there. You know what I mean? If working with us gets you in the door to DC, Milkbone underwear. I don't know what that means, Shawnee, but I am certainly not wearing Milkbone underwear. I think I'm wearing Jurassic Park underwear, to be honest with you. I don't quite recall. Because my memory sucks. But it's one of those things where when you go out there and you put yourself out in front of Marvel and DC, I've seen it numerous times. People don't want to draw something because they're scared that it'll end their opportunity. Are you going to wait forever for that opportunity? Oh, right on. I never watched, I watched Friends. I didn't ever watch Cheers. It was a bar in Florida near my house. I think it's a bar everywhere, to be honest with you. I think there's a Cheers fucking probably everywhere.
Everybody there knows your name.
Exactly. And Cliff Clavin's waiting for you there.
Yeah, but that's what the modern day Starbucks is.
Oh,
There you go. Starbucks is pretty fancy too.
is it?
Hey,
Hey, mine knows my name even through the drive-through.
Mhm.
yeah, but you go there like daily though, huh? You go like
I don't. Not
You gotta get-
anymore.
you got to
I
get
have
the
a dog now.
You have a dog now. Jeez.
They'll probably do like a puppuccino.
They do. I'll say,
Dude, but that-
Dunkin' does for free. Dunkin'
But
will give you,
my dog can fit into the cup. So
yeah.
Just need a bigger
No.
dog.
Well,
Well, right on. You know, Shawnee, I'll tell you the funniest one I've seen so far. And it goes hand in hand with this industry altogether. That's why I joke about Ethereal being an island. You know what I mean? I joke about us being our own little island where we let the friends and new fans and folks come and hang out and people that want to be a part to come hang out. Other than that, the Portuguese stays closed, but it's
Portcullis.
So what?
The portcullis. It's in a castle. It's the gate
Drawbridge?
thing with the spikes.
Yeah.
On it.
so
Nate's got me.
Yep, I know exactly. It's the
We did
thing
the
that
hand
kills everybody.
Yeah, the hand thing. Yeah.
I should know more about this.
anyway, so there's we try to keep everyone safe and happy where we are, and that's from artists to friends to fans to family, and it's important to us, and we don't accept mediocrity to come through the door. So
Come on.
And the
It's-
reason I brought it up is because that's completely different than anybody else does half the time in this business. And I've worked with so many artists and writers, that say that they're stuck. They're stuck doing this and they can't do anything else but this. And you see some of these artists and stuff that are, they've been in the business 20, 30 years that were stuck with Marvel and DC for so long. And now that they're outside of Marvel and DC, nobody knows who they are anymore because
Right.
it's been so long. I mean,
I imagine that happens to folks, and it sucks. It's one of those things where it's like we preach about teamwork and we preach about caring about our teams and our friends and stuff, but we have to practice those things. Saying it is worth a whole barrel of who gives a fuck, but doing it is an entirely different animal. So let's say that we have a cat that comes in and is like, hey, look, yeah, absolutely, Shawnee. Well, I try to keep it entertaining as well as educational. But it's one of those things where, like, where do you think most of our team members came from? You know what I mean? They came from other high-end brands. Almost every single one of them, 85%, have come from other brands. Marvel, DC, Zenescope, Basement, you name it. They've come from there. And again, we would look like the biggest pieces of shit if we were like, don't make more money because, whatever, in this economic time, we expect you to live off this. We don't expect that. We expect you to do your best, but still carry yourselves in a respectful manner. That's the only thing that we ask. If you represent the brand, you always represent the brand, so, be good to folks and just not be a piece of shit. That's basically the go-to. It's as long as people can handle their schedules, as long as people can do their work, by all means, do more work, be out there.
But
I
this is
mean-
one of the reasons why we have a project manager and an art
Mhm.
director, is so that when things happen, you're not twisting in the wind all by yourself.
Right.
We've got us on standby so that we can really help and make sure that you have the support that you need. Sometimes it's a mental health thing, like, oh, it's not good enough, I just need a second pair of eyes. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Or tragedy has struck and it's almost done, but I can't get it done. No problem. I've opened my virtual door to many of our teammates who have utilized my help, and it feels very good to be able to offer myself in, I think, the best light possible, like as a team. And I really hope that they value the time and energy that we give, because I know Bladen offers a lot in his department as well.
Yeah, I mean, both these two, like, look, we're always available to anybody, right? We're always available, and it's one of these things where, again, a lot of folks aren't used to having an actual team to work with. You know, they're a contractor, or they've been alone for so long that the concept, isn't there. It doesn't take shit to be a good person, Shawnee, and people just need to do it. It's a hard thing for some people, though. But it's one of those things where when I see you guys come in as fans and you're like, I really enjoy so and so, well, we try to make sure that we give you more so and so, or if a team member comes in, we've done this, and I'll do this whenever. If a team member needs a little bit of extra work, we make sure they get the extra work. You know what I mean? There are concepts, like, I've said it and I'll say it again. I probably need to put it on a fucking t-shirt. When we eat, we all eat. That's it. That's the one reason. One of the biggest reasons we moved to the one pay period time. Another thing about us is we have scheduled pay periods. And that's done so that everyone can be taken care of. When you have 55 people you're paying every month or every other month for some of them, it's imperative that you have some kind of system in place. You can't just be like, hey, look, turn in 50 fucking pieces of art to me today. I'm going to pay for 50 pieces of art right now when your artwork isn't due for 4 weeks to a month or 4 to 6 weeks away from now. You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense. It helps one person, but it doesn't help everybody else, because now we're going, well, fuck, I just paid out, $1,000 when we weren't prepared for that. So that's something that our newer team members aren't used to. They're used to getting paid right then and there or whatever, but we have payout dates, and they're respected payout dates. We want to make sure that everybody knows when they can pay their bills. That shit's important. It's about security. It's about a career. It's about a life. You don't get to just come into comic books and be like, ha, 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 I make comic books, but I can't wipe my own ass. That's not great. You know what I mean? It doesn't incite confidence in people. These two individuals.
Please wipe your ass.
Exactly. Please wipe your ass, because the smell will get awful if you don't. It's one of those things where all the butt wipes. Make sure you do all the butt wiping. It's one of those things where you can respect and have faith in the people you work with here. Including Sir Nate. Team Nate. We love that guy. He's a good dude. You can respect and believe in him as well. So we feel like that, man. We feel like if clean that crack, exactly, Johnny.
Get those wipes out. You scrub it till you don't get nothing.
That's right. Rub that shit raw.
God, what?
I can go a lot of different ways.
Make sure you get better than 2-ply. Whatever. Don't be cheap about toilet paper. It's one of those things you need to make sure you're,
Oh my gosh. Does that mean that you're going to start doing the Charmin jingles?
It's so funny. Never mind. I'm not
in a Creole accent.
Yes.
You are in a lot of trouble with me, madam.
Oh, do I get your side eye of judgment?
That could be a stretch goal. You put an ethereal ring around a toilet paper roll.
Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious. Well, like I said, we did soap and we did dice. The dice came out fucking amazing. Oh my gosh, the dice were so good. But but no, it's when you ask things like this, it's important for me to be honest and be able to be upfront with you about how we feel and how we hope to accomplish things. Yeah, eventually we'd love to market it and be able to go, yes, we drop 5 fucking books a month like Marvel does, 6 fucking books a month, and we can afford to pay, every artist X amount of thousands of dollars, which most of the big names aren't even doing, so don't let them fucking lie to you. But it's one of those things where we wish we could do X, X, and X. You know what I mean? Eventually we'll get there. You know what I mean? We have a red label for it. We'll get there eventually. But there's things that you look at, like I had a guy from marketing for another company. We won't talk about what company it was that actually went bankrupt not too long ago. He reached out to me and was looking for a job. Really, really nice guy. And he was like, "Hey man, I need to make $60,000 a year." Okay. And I'm like, "Well, that's not bad, but we can't do that right now. It's not feasible at this moment." And the further along, the more we make as an industry. So that particular company had been around something like 18, 19 years, and you were making 60 grand for them. But when you work in marketing and you come looking for a job from a company that's going bankrupt, I go, "Well, did you do your job well enough?" Not being funny, just being honest. You know what I mean? Company's going bankrupt, but you were head of marketing. I don't know about all that. Just doesn't seem great. So, but there's a lot to see and a lot to learn when you come into this industry. And I keep saying it's dog eat dog because it really, really is dog eat dog. Like it's one of those things where, again, we love everybody, but we're going to eat. And that's the best way I can say it. Our team is going to eat, so that's just the way we view it. We hope you're doing great. You know what I mean? But Ethereal has a table where everybody eats, and if you're used to eating all by yourself, well, you're either going to eat with everybody else or you're not going to eat, not with us, and you take that how you will and probably can take it to the bank. But yeah, what else you got for me, Nate? You got any other cool fucking convo starters for me in there?
Oh, I'm always full of
Let's
them.
go. Shoot.
So, and the reason why I bring that up is so that everybody that's watching tonight understands where Ethereal is really coming from. And that's how I felt when I first came over, because April was the one who kind of introduced me to Ethereal.
Right on.
So I got to work
books, right?
It was comic books, of course.
Yeah.
And so I saw If It Hops, and I was like, "Oh, that looks kind of fun to read. Let me see that." And then I kind of got into that world, and it was like, "Oh yeah, I know where I'm supposed to be at." And I just want the people out there to understand that we are open, that we're doing everything we can do to help support them as fans and as customers, but also that it's a business. First of all, it's and it's being treated as a business, so things don't always make the same sense as if you're just buying it from a Kickstarter. So there's two versions of that. You've got a Kickstarter version, and then you've got a sales and representative kind of side of the house. It's like having the Ethereal website. You guys sell to make money because you're feeding people's, dailies. So people have to understand that when somebody is busy or has things going on, that it is real life. And
Yep.
that, sometimes real life isn't always easy to talk about, but sometimes it makes a lot more sense once you figure out what's really going on.
For sure.
And so I want to say I appreciate you guys having me in as part of the team. It's been a blessing the last 6 months, working with you guys, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here.
Well, I'm happy
Yeah,
to meet
man,
you. I'm happy to know you.
We love having you. You know what I mean? It's anytime you can ask April or Bladen, I get excited when we get new folks. I'm like a kid in a candy shop. I really, really am. It's one of those things where I've always been good at team building. Like, every job I've ever had has been in a team building setting. So it's one of those things where I trust everybody I work with explicitly. So when someone comes in new, I'm like, man, what are they going to bring to the table? What are they doing? What can we do to help them succeed as best as we possibly can? What do they require? What do they, what kind of fan base do they have? What are their fans like? What can we give them? What can we show them to not only, show off their skill set, but to help them grow their skill set? Dude, look, if you just rely on people to sit still and do what they've done forever, you're failing them.
I'll be back in a minute.
Right on. You literally are failing them as people. If you're not helping them better themselves, you're not doing your part. Again, I have 2 editors, both of which will knock my dick in the dirt. Will literally come at me and let me know some shit is not great.
That seems excessive.
So it's quite excessive, but that's what happens.
You're welcome.
I know that we have, again, all kinds of cool growth and stuff like that, but I am not infallible either. And I depend on them to let me know what I've got going on as well.
Oh, something happened to that guy.
Yeah, we lost Dustin.
It's just you and me, Nate. Oh, he's muted.
I'm here. My 12-year-old just said that she walked past my 4-year-old's room and he's not in his bed. So
You sound like me.
yeah, she's narking on him and in reality, he's probably down in bed with Heather right now, but he's got this he's been having night terrors.
Traumatizing day.
He did have a traumatizing day. Getting shots is no fun, and he had to have his kindergarten shots today. So he's probably, getting mom to hold on to him and help him get some sleep tonight.
You're telling her all about it.
Yeah. Telling her how bad dad is, making him get shots and shit. So.
I'm sorry, I don't want you to get measles and die. My bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, I'm just looking out for you, but whatever.
You feel bad now, but imagine getting.
Yeah, but the things that you're willing to do for a Klondike bar. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm willing to do a lot. And Eminem used to say some things about what individuals would do for a Klondike bar.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
What? The Eminem people?
The band or the artist?
Eminem.
The band.
The singer.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the candy company. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You can't just come
It's
in
like
with
Wendy's
crazy
slamming
subject
Arby's.
and not expect us to zing off of it.
Yeah, we actually just went through the same thing with our youngest, or our second youngest, Emma, because having to put her into school this next year. She's 4 as well.
Yeah.
And so it's like getting all the shots, getting all the registration. Then they want everything in the world just to put them into school for the first time.
Yeah. Well, the 12-year-old's terrified because she's got shots too, and she's like, I don't want them. And she used to be April's biggest fan. Now she's not for the next 3 or 4 days.
What?
Yeah. She loves April's colors. April and Gwen, she is their biggest fan.
Oh my God! You let your kids see my shit?
She's a huge fan.
I'm definitely flattered.
No, she definitely didn't see shit like that. She saw like If It Hops covers and stuff.
That okay.
So, anyway, my point is, April reminded me about another shot that my daughter would need, and now my daughter is like, I don't like April anymore. And then she will here in the next couple days, but right now she is. Dad was reminded that she needed another shot, so she is not thrilled with that. And then Heather, being as sweet as she is, made it even worse by telling her she'd have to get it in her butt cheek. And now my daughter is like so upset.
Oh yeah, but then you got to go back in for round 2, like a month or 3 months later or something.
3 months later, yeah.
You have to stop. You can't keep.
Yeah.
I have to what?
You have to stop. You keep adding more trauma.
Oh,
Adding more
oh.
trauma?
Well, that's what people usually pay for my service.
Oh my god.
Especially in
Step
October.
on me.
Number the team.
Step on my balls. That's gonna be a new fucking art book for the Red Label. Step on my nads. Aha. No, I'm just
Well,
kidding. Don't
yeah.
quote me
Why
on
do? Yeah, it's far more entertaining if you could just set up a kitchen camera and catch all of the surprise guttural punches. You know,
that. Oh my gosh.
just
Yeah,
like a
no.
slapstick comedy.
You know, we should put that together like a reel of how many times he punches me in my dick.
Yep.
My 4-year-old has like heat-seeking dick punch power. Like he'll run around the corner and just be like, "Oh, there's Dad!" Fa-pa! You know, or he'll be like, "I know Dad's gonna come around here and take his medicine at 6:30 in the fucking morning. I'm just gonna stand behind the counter and he can't see me." Yeah, no, he's pretty good for that kind of shit. Mike Wheeler, if you want to holler at me about some kind of idea you've got, man, just holler at me later and we'll talk about it. I'm always down for cool ass ideas. So, all right, Nate, what else you got, homie?
So the other thing I wanted to ask about is so we've got this campaign that's going. When's the next one kicking off?
May 12th.
Yeah. So what is that? 2 weeks from today, something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So May 12th. So that's 2 weeks from today, and that'll be Kill Cam, Space Cowgirls. Well, yeah, just
Versus.
hit me up, Mike, and we'll talk about it. And then Kill Cam, Space Cowgirls, issue 1, which is penned by myself with artwork by Blade and Hunter. And then we've got Underland, which is penned by me with artwork by Lear's Cross.
Oh, I cannot wait for Underland.
Underland 2. Oh man. Oh man. One of our artists called me a psycho after reading the script. Oh man. It's fucked.
Valid though.
It is valid. It is valid. It's one of the wildest things I think I've probably ever written. But that world is real out there. You know what I mean? Like the original stuff was real fucking out there. You know, American McGee's stuff was real fucking out there. You know, Zenoscope shit was real fucking out there. So if I was going to do something for a world like that, it had to be so astronomically different, you know, with its own nuances, to make it, you know, that much more exciting. And I know you know for sure, Shawnee, because you've read all those books. But it's one of those things where Alice in Wonderland has been done and done and done and done. And I would be remiss not to try my hand at something, but make it with an ethereal flair or with an ethereal swagger, you know, that's different than anybody else's. But the Psycho comment's pretty valid. It's definitely off the wall and exciting. We introduce you to Tweedledee and Tweedledum in that book. And my take on Tweedledee and Tweedledum is pretty horrifying. And I think people enjoy it.
See, I'm gonna enjoy that part because it's different. I mean, I've read 1,000. Feels like out of these stories, Alice in Wonderland. Zenoscope did a great job with especially Beyond Wonderland. You know, I loved when Raven did his stuff.
Absolutely.
Raven and EI and those guys. I mean, they did stuff in Debalfo, you know, but seeing
Grego worked on those books back in the day?
Yeah, I've got a couple of his old covers on him and Debalfo. And
he actually created the original design for the Jabberwock for them.
Really?
Yeah. When I first started working on Underland, I had reached out to him and was asking him what he thought about my concepts for characters and stuff, because Greg Bow is immensely talented, so I really value his opinion. And when I started working on this book, I was like, well, who do we know that's worked on a published Alice in Wonderland, and who would have, input about what we're doing. And I agree, Shawnee, the oldest Zenescope stuff is the best, and it will be the best. But it was one of those things where, and again, quote me on the fact I'm a fan. So if anybody ever asks, yes, I'm a fan of Zenescope. I have been a fan since the company started. But as we put this book together, it's shock and awe is something I enjoy. I enjoy the page turn, right? Like I enjoy the interest and what's going to
This guy was like, hey, let's mix Zootopia with Seven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, there you go. If It Hops speaks for itself, and same thing with BGD. I think BGD speaks for itself. I don't think anybody does anything like either of those books. At least I've never seen anything like them, so same thing. So I had to do that with Underland, as uniquely familiar as the setting for, Alice in Wonderland is. I had to make something different. And again, we run into the whole deal with America McGee and what America McGee did with Alice in Wonderland. And I had to step that much further in because he did the horror, he did the scary, he did, all the things that made it such a cult classic. I mean, hell, his original art book and sketches are in the back of this room. I'm a huge fucking fan, and I just had to go so far away from what they had done, so far away. I mean, from Alice's concepts to the Hatter's concepts, to the only thing the same about our Hatter and their Hatter is an individual red hair and wears green.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's about the only thing that's the same. And it's one of those things where, yes, she's wacky. Yes, she's fun. But I think Lieris brings these characters to life in a way that you can really, really feel the vibes. You know what I mean? Like it's cartoony, but so serious. Like the characters' faces. As much as I'm in love with certain things that certain team members we do, that we have do, I'm in love with Lieris's faces. Like I am in love with the feeling and the nature behind the faces that she creates. And it's just something so incredible. When I looked at the Hatter originally, when she was doing, pieces for the script, when she was blue lining the script out and laying out the panels and stuff, I was like, man, look, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I wanted to see. But then she would do things like with animation, like she would shake Hatter's head, right? She would shake her head and she knew exactly where to put these lines to make the head shake make sense. Or and this is from an individual that has not done interiors in comic books except her own. She didn't come from a professional background. She just came from pure talent, and it's an amazing thing to see, so, when we started doing it with issue 2, I knew that she could continue with it. I knew that it could be very cartoony, but also wildly terrifying, like on a level that is just so different than anything else we do. We've got these nasty ass little Oompa Loompa fucking things, horrifying shit. But it's fun, it's fun, and it is nods to certain things, and it is almost interior humor. Penny, Theater 7. There's a shit ton of interior jokes and interior gags with Penny. Like if you're a fan of fucking Back to the Future, with the Return to the Future spoof, you get so many great throwbacks. With the big snake arc coming up, you're gonna get so many throwbacks. Not to mention dick jokes. Dick jokes. Look at Ricky. What is he like? Is he doing the underwear pose? The fuck?
Hey, girl.
Oh, look, April. Don't let April see it.
No, that's not nice. I mean, come on. I did have my rendition where he was ripping his shirt off. Hello,
Uh-huh.
That's true.
man.
I remember. It was a good one. It
With
fucking
some good
was.
splatter in
I think
there,
I
you
still
know.
have it.
Yeah.
I thought you were pushing down his pants so you could like see his underwear line, and I was like, "What is this, Mark Wahlberg?"
Yeah, he's
Boogie
all right.
Nights. There we go.
We got you there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So there is there's a movie, right, and called We're Back,
Yeah.
and it came out when we were kids. It was so good.
A dinosaur
Um,
story.
That's right.
The
So-
brain drain.
Yes, and brain grain cereal. That's where I get all my best ideas. I eat cereal. So no, there's this concept where they created these little like demon things, like that were people dressed up. The art was so good they didn't look like people dressed up. They looked like actual demons that were running around poking people with pitchforks and shit, right? So I remember like designing these characters, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be really creepy if it was like little people poking people with pitchforks, and just killing people and stabbing people and shit. And so Liers put these nasty little fucking Oompa Loompa things in the book, and it was just so much fun, and that's probably one reason that one of our talented team members calls me psychotic. But Tweedledee and Tweedledum are cannibals. I couldn't make it easy, then it just wouldn't be any fun, and it wouldn't have ethereal spice to it. If it was just boring, no one would want to read it. So you're talking about characters that are literally like eating the flesh off people, in the book, and these aren't zombies. These guys literally, they know what they're doing. It's just good, wholesome fucking fun for them. So, if you look at the covers coming out for Underland, there's some pretty gory covers for Underland coming out. There's some really sensual covers coming out as well. Liers did a cover, the connecting cover set where the characters are all tied up. So that's pretty cool. Actually, fun fact, I actually got to see Liers all tied up and hung upside down. What do they call it? Shibari? Is that what it's called, April?
What? Oh,
Shibari? Is that what it's called? The hanging knot thing?
Yeah.
I saw him hang up Liers. That shit was nuts. It was nuts.
I got
Hung
to
upside down?
see Kara.
Hung her upside down, but then hung her upside down connected to a brick. Like a fucking big ass brick hanging from her.
Yeah.
Shit was nuts.
Well, you got to have a weight so that they're, balanced.
Shit was nuts. It was super cool though, but yeah, no, super neat. But yeah, so the covers look great. She did those amazing covers. I think Gabriel's got a cover for that one, doesn't he? Is that Gabriel's cover? Hold on.
No.
I think he's stuck on Fallen Leaves, so we're
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
working on that.
That's
He's
right.
He's in my timeout corner.
He's not allowed out.
Oh,
He's working. He's putting work in. It's good
He's not
stuff.
allowed
Oh,
out
no.
yet.
His stuff is so gorgeous. I need him to focus.
Yep.
And he
Yep.
is, and I'm so proud of him. I cannot wait to see what Fallen Leaves looks like. I hope he's enjoying it as much as we are
Oh my gosh.
anticipating the gorgeous work that he actually puts out. So it's a win-win. Like, I just
Yes.
his
Timeout
comment
corner.
his comment was it's hard to pass up on all of the beautiful or interesting titles that we're releasing, and as soon as he gets very nearly finished with what he's working on for is it issue 2 of Fallen Leaves that he's actively
He's
working on.
issue 2 right now. Yeah.
Then I am looking forward to giving him a couple of covers just as a palette cleanser before he
Yeah.
gets launched
He's
into
right into
third
issue
one.
3.
Yeah,
Right into issue 3. Yes, ma'am. I love working with Gabriel. He's an incredible
he's
artist.
amazing.
You can also find Gabriel on Heavy Metal. He does a lot. He's been with Heavy Metal for years now. Speaking of other cool things that April and Bladen have done, I have pictures from KillCam.
Oh.
I love KillCam.
Man, I loved working on that. That was like what 3 weeks of awesome right there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you were at it, like for real. And it shows. It's beautiful.
I
It
feel like it
is.
was probably 3 weeks of pain for you.
So you wanted to talk about connecting covers.
Yep.
This is a trio of connecting covers. So that's actually, so here's the first cover. Here's the second cover. Here's the third cover. And
I love things like that. I want that like a wall art,
well,
like a
that's,
poster.
we've talked about that. We've
Yeah,
talked
it's
about making it a set of like 13 by 19s, or 11 by 17s or something. We're working on figuring out how exactly we want to put it out. But it'll be cool. It came out beautiful. April smashed it. So
She did amazing on that.
these are just so much fun. And these are our trio of characters from KillCam.
The bounty hunters.
Yes, sir. We love the girls from KillCam. And like April eloquently put it, there is a ton of fan service in KillCam. But it is also very much a story of growth for 3 young women and the things they're going through. From 3 different backgrounds, 3 different, unique stories. They will meet a 4th character in issue 2. The 4th character will be quite another different type of character all around. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy her as well. She has a very fishy backstory.
Squeeze.
She has a very fishy backstory, but no, she's great. Issue 1 is very fun. Issue 2 is even better because we were getting the feels for the character when I started putting it together. But you also, good Lord, right on the heels of that, you've got Where They Dwell and my
No.
What is? I'm looking. Let me look at the thing.
There be shadows.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
I just got inside of the schedule.
Cretaceous.
Oh my gosh, Cretaceous is so gorgeous.
That one's gonna be fun.
I want to see so much
I'm
more.
like, Where They Dwell is beyond my give a damn window.
Oh yeah, that's true. That I get that. So
I
I
just
can't wait
say
for
that you're a
Cretaceous.
special kind of awesome to endure my heartfelt sentiments. I don't know, like
Is that what you're giving him?
I'm a lot to work
That's
with.
okay. That's all right. I depend on both of you and your different types of saltiness at different periods. I definitely depend on you both for everything you do.
Aw.
Oh yeah, Shawnee says that next month she thinks it'll be her 2-year anniversary being a fan.
Oh,
That's
good.
pretty exciting. We love Shawnee to pieces. But so moving into that the end of the give a damn period for April. So we have If It Hops as well coming up before long. We've got My Metal Girl. Oh my gosh, there are all kinds of cool stuff coming out. And the cool thing, we've decided to also branch out, Nate. I don't know that you've gotten to see all the new stuff because I haven't sent you scripts yet because I've been kind of stingy with them. But there's we're moving into different artists and more variety of interior artists as well. So you're gonna get to see. Oh, Shawnee, you're incredible. You're gonna get to see so much new artwork, like so many new styles. And they'll all have April and Joseph's hands all over them, of course. But you'll get to see, or Bladen's hands all over them. You'll get to see. Sorry, I love Slip. You'll get to see it. You'll get to see a lot of stuff that's different, but it's also all guided by the brand and the team that you're used to seeing. So it's really, really exciting. Like I'm over the moon excited about everything coming out from, oh my gosh, next month with KillCam to, followed up with, your Cretaceous and your My Metal Girl, There Be Shadows and just everything that we've got coming out. I'm going to start sending Nate scripts early so he can get an idea of what he's going to get to see, and then he can go forward and give you guys an idea of what you're going to get to see from these projects as well.
Ooh.
So I think it'll be a lot of fun, because what I used to do is I used to have like 3 people that I would send scripts to, and I would let them read the scripts after they were edited, just to see what their responses and stuff. The people that have been friends and fans of ours for a couple of years now, so I would let them read things and see what they thought about the direction we were moving in and stuff. So what we're going to do going forward is we're going to start sending all that stuff to Nate. And so after it gets edited, it'll be Nate's eyes on first. And then so we'll get pure, reactions from Nate and stuff and see what he thinks and whatnot. And we'll get you guys some cool sneak peeks, and whatever Nate decides to put out, you guys get to follow Nate and see what he writes. I'm sure I'm going to make him an admin on the webs or the group and stuff, so he'll be able to post in there, and you guys will be able to see everything he puts out. I think that we're actually going to send him probably Cretaceous first and see what he thinks, and we'll have him put out a review on that, a review for My Metal Girl, all kinds of fun stuff. Man, Bladen, do you have any of them that you're particularly excited of, the new batch that's coming out?
Well, I have actually seen all of the rough thumbnails for Cretaceous, and we're working through that, and it's gonna pop. It's gonna be great. It is a very different style, and I think fans of artists like Magnolia and a few others, I just add an A to that. Yeah, people are gonna see it. It's gonna be different, and I think people are gonna love it. Again, My Metal Girl, we're working through getting that started, and then Fallen Leaves 2. It's coming along, and it's really pretty, like you guys were saying.
It's a beautiful book. I know that April's real ready for If It Hops. I know that's where she's at.
Oh yeah, that one's gonna be a chunk.
I'm so nervous. Shit.
So what you guys don't know is we had an individual come on recently, nice guy. He had come on and he had expressed interest in doing certain titles that we have, and Bladen does so much that he's and looking into doing so much more that he needed almost I'm not trying to say apprentice, but like a protege to move forward with everything he wants to do with the business, and from his own books that he's putting out and everything else. And the gentleman sadly had to step away from If It Hops, because that's what he was going to do. He was going to jump on If It Hops with Bladen guiding the project. And with him walking out, though, we had to have someone replace him. And If It Hops is only a couple months out. So April, who loves Agent C,
I sure do,
graciously offered to hop in and work in tandem with Bladen on If It Hops to help him not have to do the whole thing alone. So really excited to see what this exciting culmination of talents.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Gosh, I hope I don't let you down. Be like, that's not quite right. I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna put a boob on it. It'll sell.
Boob on it.
Just like
all the money
on her forehead. Just don't even ask.
So how will it work? Will it be kind of like part of the, like half is Bladen, half is April, or will it be kind of mixed around in different pages?
Bladen's gone through and done layout panels of what he'd like me to draw. I'm gonna go through and attempt to do the pencils for it, and then he's gonna just kind of bring it all back together by doing digital inks or regular inks.
Traditional. Yeah.
Traditional. Okay, so then he'll go back over and traditionally ink it in his style. So we That is actually the very next book that is slotted on my Give a Damn schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's encroaching upon you.
I feel like that Peter Dinklage, is that his name? Dinklage is
Yes.
Dinklage.
okay, yeah. His movie where he's like, I care very much.
Right. This one I give a lot of fucks about.
yes, exactly. So I mean, I at least am very comfortable with drawing agency, and I am hoping, because I haven't drawn Agent K or any of the other cast. No, well, I take that back. I did draw the giraffe and the mouse officers, but I
You
didn't
did
think
a
it.
Dirty K, didn't you?
Huh?
Didn't you do a Dirty K? I
No,
thought you did.
well, I drew, but I had her hands wrong, so whatever.
Right.
It's
That's
fine.
fair.
Like I drew, kind of.
Did a Super Morph K I was doing.
Something like that.
Right on.
Yeah. But it's. I feel very comfortable attempting it, and I only hope that I do it justice. I hope that it's.
Oh, dude,
You know,
good. We've got faith in you.
Well, me too. So
You
yeah.
got it.
I know, but if I would have fucking known, I wouldn't have signed myself up to do Mermaid and goddamn Junicorn. It's fine.
You
I
know,
like.
it's gonna be great. You like the challenge.
I do, but I don't want it all happening all at the same time.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to see how this goes.
I am too, but I'm just.
You have both
Justin
done.
likes dumpster fires, so we'll see how it goes.
I'm a fan of the dumpster fire because
Oh,
you know what? Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a dumpster fire." I'm like, "Bitch, it's a dumpster phoenix."
Right.
We will deliver.
Pay no attention to the. I don't know, whatever.
Right. So the little short bearded man behind the curtain that's pulling the strings.
Right. No, I'm so excited. I did Mermaid like 2 years ago, and I really enjoyed it. This will be my first time doing Junicorn for sure. Drop my pencil. Damn
Did
it.
you get did you happen to have any guests that are going in for Junicorn?
You know, I was just no, because that requires forethought, and I get weird about stuff. I do these things because I'm like, oh, this will be so much fun, and then I'm like, oh, well, other people like to have fun, but nobody's gonna want to play in my sandbox. But yet,
I figured you knew another individual that really likes to draw that content, so I thought we might.
Oh, well, I know that Jen Broomall is doing a little bit of it, but she's focused on doing Fungo, which is her privately funded thing. So she's got a few things that she'll be releasing, but it's nothing organized. It's not like what I'm doing, where I'm hoping to turn it into a little sketchbook or art book or whatever. So
right on. Well, that's who I figured. That's who I was talking about.
Yeah,
you were doing something in culmination with Jen or anything.
Oh, yeah, no, I very much would love to, but I know where her heart is. Her heart is definitely in creating this beautiful book. Mm-hmm.
Did you see what I have on the screen right now? Courtesy of good friend Sean.
Yes. Wow, that was such a great a great show.
Yeah.
They just called that the Friday Night Draw, right? Like I can't even remember what the show is called. It's I miss doing that just because it was a neat opportunity to like hang out and draw. And so I very much enjoyed doing this with Joseph, but how cool would it be to like pull Renee Roth?
I would love to do that.
I know.
Make it happen. I would love to bring on, Renee. I would love to bring on, Steph Wilson, I would love to bring on, whoever, and it's a fun thing to do, to show people the different artistic styles. And it gives you guys time to BS while you're drawing or doing stuff you would be doing anyway.
You could even do a little teaching, like you know, this is how you say blah blah blah, and you know,
Oh, is that right? You got
Yeah.
jokes. I got your
I
jokes.
am hilarious.
You got jokes.
I sure do.
My 12-year-old told me she had jokes today, and she made a real funny joke that about got her ass in trouble.
It's okay. That's why you're like, turn the other cheek.
Yeah,
Next.
that's it. That's what you get. Doc, did you forget to give her one on the other side? Make sure you get both of them. Crap. She said some shit. She said to me, well, we're trying, Shawnee. We really are trying. I think that it like it's one of those things where I'm gonna be honest with you. I work so much right now, and I know that Bladen and April both do too, that if it's not something that we're working on like die hard, it's hard to fit in the schedule. So like if I'm like, hey, look, I gotta remember to invite 3 artists to come bullshit with us on Fridays, it's probably not something I'm gonna be remember without making myself a sticky note. To be fair. So but it is something we've talked about numerous times. And we've also talked about, making all the artwork we do on the shows purchasable. But April is catching up on some stuff, so I don't want to say that. And then somebody be like, oh, I want to buy that. And her be like, I can't sell you this one. So,
yeah, I'm catching up on these are Squee After Dark sketches.
Mhm.
I've got this one more to color and one more to draw, and then I'll have my fulfillment on that tier done.
Dude, Shawnee's so funny. Yeah, it is absolutely like herding cats on crack. That is life anymore.
Yeah.
Are you on crack or the cat's on crack?
Cats on crack.
As long as they're not on mine, that's all that matters.
That's right. That's it. So what we are trying to make that happen. We are looking to make it a permanent fixture, especially with Bladen getting on me about making sure we need to have more web presence. So I am endeavoring to do a lot of things. It's part of my summer of ethereal I'm working on right now.
Does that mean that you get a summer bod?
Yeah. I need one of those.
I have the dad bod, so I'm good.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I figure, you can figure out what the traditional IT or web developer wears.
Oh my gosh. No, as soon as I get as soon as I'm prepared to get back to that, I'll get back to that. We just got, it turned into the winter bod, basically.
Oh no,
Hibernation bod.
I didn't mean anything like that. I meant like, well, what like the pocket protector and the glasses with the tape in between. And
Oh yeah, no, I'm never gonna.
I was being like funny, not like overtly sexual.
Oh,
where
I was
Heather's
like,
gonna be like,
yeah,
oh, fuck my.
Get him, HR.
That's right. I'll be like, no.
You don't say that. That's rude.
Right.
No.
Although unnecessary hair flips.
Hey man, they're a thing.
They should be a thing.
I 110% agree with that. So no, there's what we're gonna do is I've got my daughter is she goes to a school right now where there's no buses. So I'm constantly in the parking lot waiting for my daughter to get out of school. So what I'm gonna do is I'm rearranging our schedule when she gets out of school for the summer, and I'm going to put forth a little bit more effort into the web-based stuff that we're doing. And then also Russ is taking over the website, so he'll be handling all that nonsense. But I'm looking to get Ethereal in more ads and get Ethereal in more places to be seen by more people. So should be a lot of fun. And we still got the year of the Digital Flame books coming out. We've still got all kinds of stuff. We've got a butt book coming out, which I know that's outside of April's Give a Damn window.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited about it. So if you're a fan of the posterior like I am, you'll really, really like the butt book. Yeah, Yeah, see? Yeah. You'll really enjoy the butt book. We're doing we've got the so we're doing the butt book. I thought it'd be fun to do almost like like we talked about doing a Babes of Ethereal book, but and I'll say this, with the feedback that we've received from our Red Muscle Boy there, we might just do a Babes and Boys like bots book at some point, so hey, Shawnee said a butt book, outsider give a damn window, but not necessarily outsider window of interest. Yeah. So, it'll be a lot of fun. I think you guys will enjoy the butt book. We've also got the calendar coming out. We've got a really cool project that we haven't really talked to you guys about, and we're not really going to, but it involves Steph Wilson. Lots of fun stuff. I mean, I think that letting you guys know there were two new writers coming to Ethereal was one of my biggest things for tonight. Letting you guys know that we're officially bringing Nate on was a big deal for me. To let you guys know. One of the new writers we've got is a buddy of April, so that'll be exciting too. And a wondrous writer. I'll say that with confidence. What an incredible writer he is, madam. And thank you for pointing me in that direction, because he's a phenomenal writer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I was prepared for how awesome that his stuff is. And had read it before and didn't realize it. So very, very cool.
You bastard.
Man, 30 Days of Night? Shut up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cool stuff that you guys will be seeing in the near future. Like I said, you guys should all be excited about Bladen's project that he's writing. I'm thrilled with it. I think it's going to be great. He won't toot his own horn, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
So, Bladen, are you going to do all the writing and the art? Or are you going to let somebody else do the art?
I am going to trick someone into doing actually more than half the book. So each book is going to have 10 pages of me drawing it, 10 pages of a B story, which is going to continue through the whole first arc as well. And then we're going to have a little snippet, like either a slice of life or some other like taste of flavor of the same universe. So each book is going to have, like I said, myself. One other is going to be like primary, and then we'll have a little storyettes or little interludes, if you will.
I love books like that. I mean, it's like the old Marvel Comic Presents days where you get 4 stories in a book.
Yeah,
and
like
it's
little...
like 8
We're
different
just
artists.
not flipping the book over, because that shit's fucking dumb.
No, we're not doing that. Nope.
That shit used to piss me off as a kid so bad. Why do I have to go? I'm like reading the story. I'm like, this is great. What the fuck? It's upside down. Hated that shit.
Hey, but we wouldn't have got Barry Windsor Smith and Jay Lee, back then if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, there were a ton of amazing storylines as well. One of my favorite was the was it Webs and Claws?
Yeah,
with
Spider-Man,
Wolverine and Venom.
Yeah.
That was a good one. There were a lot of good stories in there. There really were, and the artwork was fantastic. I just couldn't stand the whole fucking flipping it over thing, because I was like, oh yeah, I've got 2 different comic books, and then I'd open the bag and be like, that's the same book. Yeah. That's fucking stupid. I hated that shit. It's not a variant cover. It's just the back of the goddamn book. No, that's fucking dumb. So
no tricks here. Yeah.
No tricks here. Just honest to goodness, fucking good books, and we're not, suffering the bullshit. So, man, so Nate, what do you know about There Be Shadows?
You haven't told me much about it.
Okay.
So
That's within April's give a damn right now.
He knows it
It
exists.
really, really is.
And I'm excited that it's finally there.
the last thing you told me, it's a horror-based book, and that Vic would be
Mhm.
part of it. And so you kept me on kind of a standstill, not letting me know
Okay.
anything yet, because you know I like Vic's too. So
Well, so we were gonna have Vic Moya do all the interior for that book. That was but with his surgery coming up and stuff,
Mhm.
it's not feasible. Sadly, we were very, very excited about Vic doing interiors on that book. I'm not gonna lie. You can ask either one of them. I was over the moon about fucking Vic Moya doing interiors. Like I was. But sadly, because of things that have happened, we can't go that route. And we all hope that he gets, he's doing great at Vegas this weekend, and we hope that his surgery goes well in the here shortly and whatnot. So we're very big Vic Moya fans. So great dude. So with that being said, though, we had to have someone come in and fill those shoes, and I think we've succeeded in having a great great artist come in. So you guys will really, really enjoy it. Those red highlights are really good, April. Like
Mhm.
they're really good.
Red?
It looks red from here.
Oh, burnt ochre.
Well, that's
Ooh.
I love
I
burnt
love me
ochre
some burnt
right now.
ochre.
Yeah, right now it's one of my new favorites. Can you see my bottom through all this burnt ochre? Yes, I absolutely fucking love it. So we brought on a new individual that's working on Where They Dwell. There Be Shadows, and incredibly talented dude. So I think you guys are all going to really, really enjoy it. It's as different as Underland is to Wonderland. I think even there be shadows, like the only things that are in common are the names as well. There are a couple of nuances, but it's basically my take on old school storytelling. Like your sea witches, your evil captains, your nasty lions, your you know um it's almost a love letter to our childhood, but turned upside down in a very ethereal format. The main character's nickname is Hook. And that's about the only likeness he has to the character Hook, except he dislikes a certain fairy. So it'll be. I think you guys will enjoy it. It's dark enough to be something from us, but light enough to be something you wouldn't expect from me at the same time. Plus there's boobs, and people like boobs. So
Exactly.
it
always sells.
you know um but there are points of it that are very dark, again, even for me. Like I push my own limits of storytelling. I always try to make a story very different than anything I've written before. And again, when these two compliment me, it puts me through the roof, because they're my closest friends, and they're not going to be fucking. They're going to tell me the truth. So if
You take the winds out of your sails
shit,
any old day.
yeah, if I go to put out shit, they're going to tell me it's shit. If it's great, they're going to tell me it's great.
A little more tact than that, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not as tactful as that sometimes. Sometimes
It depends. Yeah. That's true.
yes, that is my brain in a nutshell. Expect the unexpected with boobs. That's basically it. No, but it's a different type of storytelling. It's something that I'm very proud of. Again, I try to push my own boundaries, and I learn and grow as a writer. So I always try to give you guys something different. And with There Be Shadows, it's exciting and it's fantastical, but it's also like dark and dreary. It's almost like a really good fucking Tim Burton film. Like an ongoing, really good Tim Burton film. Like there are points in that book where I wished I'd had 40 more pages just for issue 1. Like when it comes to like BGD, I throw BGD out, and like because it's always in my mind. Like I throw a BGD out. I could rock out an issue of BGD probably 2 or 3 issues a week if I sat down for that book. Versus yeah. Well, yeah. But when it comes to There Be Shadows, I don't ever like to stop. Like when I sit down with it, I don't like to stop. Like I'm already arcs and arcs and arcs ahead on that book, just because when I sit down with it, it's all encompassing. Like it is literally all encompassing. Like if you don't want to see me for the weekend, tell me that I need to do a new issue of There Be Shadows, and you won't see me all weekend.
Or Cretaceous.
Or Cretaceous. Oh my God, Cretaceous is so much fun. That's another one. It's very much ethereal, but very different.
It's gonna be campy fun.
Oh my gosh. We also haven't done like a science fiction-esque, like modern day science fiction, and I think that's definitely a throwback to your Michael Crichtons, to your what the fuck is the name of the dude? Lincoln and Child. It's your what the fuck is that other dude's name? I don't know. I can't think of it right now. No, I can't remember his name. It's not Terry Brooks, but it starts with like an Ooks. It's got an Ooks in it. He's very, very popular. He writes military books. Fuck. I don't know. But it's very fiction, but realistic fiction at the same time. You know what I mean? It's very modern day. Could feasibly like occur with technology that exists now. There's a lot going on in it. But again, we're always trying to get away from reality, but make it believable at the same time. So Cretaceous has got a lot of real science in it, but it's also got a lot of really campy old school 80s horror elements. But it's fun. Like I really think that people enjoy it. The artwork, like Bladen mentioned earlier, is very exciting. Like it's a style that we've not gone into yet with the brand at all. So I think that you guys will really, really enjoy it. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it colored. I can't wait to fucking have my hands on it. But it is gory, like over the top. And I think that's exciting too, because as gory as like BGD is, we show a little bit of gore with If It Hops. We show a little bit of gore with, Underland. This is like copious, like buckets, and I'm excited about that because I haven't done anything like that yet. Like I said, I normally try to keep the situations to a more realistic tone, but this will be very in your face, splatterhouse type of stuff. So
like the old House of Mystery, House of Secrets style, where
Yeah.
they literally go all out in those old horror books.
Yeah, this is very much it's definitely slaughterhouse level, Shawnee. It's blood spraying and tendons tearing and just I don't think I'll put it this way. I don't think anything you saw in The Walking Dead is going to compare to anything that you get out of Cretaceous. The storytelling from Walking Dead was great. I just mean when it comes to the levels of gore and copious amounts of shenanigans, you're going to get to see. There's a scene.
Do you think that might be a little bit of a turnoff for folks to be like, oh no, that's just torturous and that's not my thing?
No, because we look at things and we forget. Like arterial spray is huge and people don't think about it. You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
think that was a very defensive question there, buddy.
Well, hold on. So it's like one of those things where I'm not a fan of torture porn, right? It's not my bag. I'm also not a fan of what was that movie that came out, The Terrifier, right? Everybody loved The Terrifier. I wasn't a fan. I was like, it's cheap effects, you know what I mean? But the
Jump
one thing they,
scares.
huh?
Jump scares.
Yeah. So like, but if you remember back in the day, there was a movie series out called Carnosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Carnosaur was real campy fun, but they put all their money into the gore. Every bit of the money went into the gore for that book. And Cretaceous isn't like that. What I mean by copious amounts is it there's a lot of people getting it. But there's a lot of really good story in there. You know, the problem is with some stories that we want our characters to continue, right? We want to invest in them. We want them to grow. We want them to. Whereas Cretaceous is a book that starts with 6 characters. I don't want you to ever know who the main character for Cretaceous is. I don't want you to ever know who's going to make it to the end of an issue. You know, I don't want you to ever know when, if we introduce 5 more characters, who's going to be there at the end of it. You know, it's a very who's who of survival, you know what I mean, that's going to make it through this book. But it's also very scientific, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the science of what we're creating with this book. So no, I don't think it's a turnoff. I think it's one of those things where if you're not into a lot of gore, fine, you know. But again, I've said it, and I'll say it, and I'll say it till the day fucking ends. Everything we put out is not for everybody, but I write books for everybody, you know. So
That's over 18.
That's over 18. Ha! That needs to be on a t-shirt. Real talk, though. Don't buy my books for your kids if they're not 18. Not a great idea, because then you're going to come back to me and ask me questions, and I'm not going to have answers that you want. But no, it is one of those things where, yes, it is super gory. Yes, it is super this. Yes, it is super that. But there are so many underlying levels to Cretaceous that are just so much fun. Like, if you enjoy, like, the Andromeda Strain, if you enjoyed the book, you'll enjoy Cretaceous. If you enjoy anything from Michael Crichton, you're really going to enjoy Cretaceous. You know, it's just the level of science and horror that you can put together are very, very interesting. You know, if you don't want to have to go futuristic but still enjoy science,
Yeah, I'm gonna head out.
Cretaceous is good. What now?
He's
Sorry, I
gonna
gotta
go.
head out.
All right, man. Be good. That was beautiful, man. Well played,
Thank you,
sir.
guys. Have a good night.
I
Take it
mean,
easy, brother. So I want everybody to know that, again, as wild as it is, it's still at its core an ethereal book.
well, it's like a lot of people do or do not like Event Horizon for that reason.
Absolutely.
Love that.
You know,
You know,
Well,
I love the
the book
movie. I
was
love the
very different.
story. You
the
know,
book was very, very different than the film.
correct.
You know, and I agree, Shawnee. It's you know, it's just different, and it again, like April mentioned earlier, everything I put out is different than everything else I put out. You know, so it's one of those things where, yeah, give it a shot. You know, the art's beautiful. The covers are going to be great. You know, it's the interior art is stunning. You know, the storytelling's fun for sure, and it's very intriguing. You know, it's a world that I could write in all the time. I really enjoy it. But it's not so much gore that it would be considered that's all it is. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that when you get into it, you're in it. You know what I mean? You're feeling it. You're, you know, as a kid, we talked about the movie Carnosaur. There's a scene in the second film where this velociraptor pulls this chick up in this elevator chute, and it goes to bite her, right? This ugly ass piece of shit puppet goes to bite her arm, right? And she throws her arm up to block the bite, and he bites her arm and pulls it the fuck off. But to this day, it sticks with me that it wasn't the dinosaur that scared me or grossed me out. It was the amount of gore that was in the scene. It wasn't like the whole movie was like that. It was literally this scene where the arm is being pulled completely out of the socket, tendon and all, you know, and the bone is just being pulled right out of the ball socket. And it's just like, I'll never forget it. I'll see it for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? And that's powerful. That's a fucking crazy ass image that you can have from 9 years old to 37, that you can remember it vividly when you can't remember what you ate for breakfast. You know what I mean? And I
You
think
mean the cereal that you ate for
I didn't eat
breakfast?
cereal. I only eat cereal in the evening. But there's you know, and there's numerous times like that stick out for me in science fiction. You know, you know, Event Horizon has a scene in the book that didn't make it into the film where they're literally fucking and eating each other while they're fucking.
Yeah.
Like gouging each other's eyes out and eating them and shit while they're throwing down. You know, and it's not like that. But I want to make scenes where you remember the event. You know what I mean? It's a different type of storytelling. But it's also like, hey, man, you put a rocket ship in your story, right? What is the science behind that rocket ship? Could it really do what you're telling us it could do? Well, fuck, I better figure it out because guess what? Fans ask. So when it comes to Cretaceous, it's as real with the science as we can possibly make it, you know, and for it to make sense and not be like overly over our heads either. You know what I mean? It's enough to where you get it and you have fun with it. Like I said, if you enjoy, you know, like Lee and Child or Crichton, you'll really enjoy it. And I think that's yeah. Well, she likes to tease me about C words, cereal, Creole. Yeah, she's got a thing for that. It's almost like an energy for her. You know, if she can get a jab or a poke, it gives her energy to draw an amazing thing or color something beautiful. So I'm okay with it.
It makes me feel like I can contribute.
There you go. You know, but no, it was a great question, a very serious question. You know, to feel like we wonder if it could be gore porn. It's sad that Bladen has walked out because he's the only one that I know has seen the layouts for the book. But it's not. It's different.
Well,
I
and
saw
a
the
good
first
exa-
3 pages.
They're beautiful pages.
They are.
So it's funny you talk about it in the comic version versus the TV show. So look at Walking Dead, for example. The actual comic is light years differently than
For
what
sure.
the actual show is because it can't show you the same level of
Right.
vitality on it. But to me, it actually makes more sense as a comic than it does as a show because
sure.
it was more realistic to me.
Absolutely. Well, we go into comic books and films and books and everything else, and we act like all our characters are safe. You know, I think that's a misnomer. I don't think if you're writing a horror story, your character shouldn't be safe at all. You know, we watched Scream 6 the other night, right? And we've been watching them since they originally came out, each fucking movie, you know, and it was like the more you go down that tunnel with that series, the more you wonder who is going to make it or who's not going to make it. And I think it's great storytelling. I think it's bullshit that they didn't want to pay her to come back as Sidney Prescott. Whatever.
Yeah, that's
You
kind
know
of
what I
messed
mean?
up.
I don't think I think I look at Scream 6 like I looked at the new Chucky, right? Like it's a great film, but it didn't need to be Scream 6. It could have just been another fucking slasher flick. You know what I mean? So whatever. It was a good movie though. I mean, for what it was. But so like when you look at something like that, right, and you have the expectation that this is my main character and they're gonna live, that's the issue. I think that's the problem we're and when it comes to scary movies or scary books or anything, we always have that safety net that this is our main character. Schwarzenegger and the Predator, we knew he was going to get out. Ripley and Aliens, we always knew she was going to get out because she was the main character, but at the end of 3, we all knew she was going to go because they basically told us it was going to be the last film because it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was supposed to be the last movie we got. So it's interesting because we lull ourselves into this false sense of security versus if it had been a movie just about the Marines and aliens and not about Ripley, you would not have had any clue who was going to make it out alive. You had a great cast, but you would not have known who was going to make it. And you'd have been bummed out when some people didn't and wildly confused how some people did. And I think that's part of good storytelling, and so I want to give you that with this book. It's a different outlet, a great different creative outlet. So yes, it may be too much gore for some people, but it's also going to be enticing for others. It's going to be, holy crap, wonder who's going to make it. Holy crap. It's all about the page turn. It's always going to be about the page turn. It's always going to be about keeping your interest. If you want to know what happens at the next book, that's me doing it right. If you're curious about what's going to happen, we're doing it right. And I don't ever want to get to the point where if you can come at us and you can foresee what's going to happen in an ethereal book, we're not doing it right. We're failing you as readers, as fans, because we're literally giving you a story that you can come out and predict the ending of. That's horseshit. That's such horseshit. Who wants to know the ending before they get there? The fun is trying to figure it out. Like right now, I can already tell you none of you guys are going to figure out if it hops. I don't give a shit. You could be the greatest detective in the world without some kind of interior help with if it hops, you're not going to figure it out.
Is it because you haven't introduced the character yet?
At least I've introduced the whole, all the people that are vital to you figuring it out are in it.
Mm-hmm.
Issue 2 introduced the last 2 pieces of that puzzle. So that'll be going out here in the next month and a half. Everybody will have that. So, you'll definitely know. By the end of issue 3, you still won't have figured it all out, but you'll be there, and it'll be fun. C's got so many more adventures coming. Oh my gosh. I love that world. That's another one. But there's something about how visceral that Cretaceous is that I can sit and I can let the psycho out, and it's interesting. It's fun. It's something that we haven't given folks. So to be able to give a different type of story is exciting. Same thing with Where They Dwell, but that's out of your give a damn window. That's another type of book that we haven't done yet. And to be able to continue to create things that people haven't seen yet is exciting. Look at Bladen's new book. I haven't seen anything like that before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, again, super exciting. Hiring a new writer that's coming out with a book, again, like something I've never seen before is exciting.
Yeah.
So, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it being overly over the top gory or people worried about stuff like that. You get it, and when you get it, it's super over the top, but it doesn't stay like that. It's not like that all the time. It's just when it's there, it's very visceral.
Cool.
I'm excited about it. I want to see the pages. I want to see the pages so bad. Y'all get to see all the pretty pages and stuff. I don't see anything anymore.
Lies.
Actually, you know what? No, it's not lies for the most part.
No,
I don't see.
I show you stuff.
That's true. You guys show me stuff. Here's an early page from Cretaceous when we were just putting it together. A lot of edits went into this one, but Like what? It's just beautiful artwork. I'm ready. I'm ready for it to be colored, look all fancy.
Yeah.
So who's coloring that book, Miss Raina?
I don't know.
Oh, right on.
What?
I
It all
don't know.
depends on like who's available at whatever time
That's it.
and what the content looks like, who's going to be the best fit for that style.
I'm
I mean, we've
excited
got
to
some
see
pretty amazing team members.
Oh my gosh.
And
Y'all are giving me the shakes thinking about how awesome this shit's gonna be.
Sure, that's not just your blood sugar.
I have great blood sugar. I have problems with all kinds of other shit. It's definitely not my
Look, it's the Mountain Dew withdrawal.
Oh my gosh. One of those a week certainly isn't bothering me. That's the
You say that, and then you get off of here, and you're like, I'm gonna step out for a minute.
Oh my god. No, I worry more about it being cereal than ever Mountain Dew.
Aw.
Mountain Dew is not, like I said, I don't drink much of that shit. I've cut soda out of my life entirely, but I've been out of soda for a long time. Except for a Mountain Dew like once a week or once every 2 weeks. I don't drink that shit. I do like sweet tea with dinner though.
Oh man.
I do. I'm a sucker for some sweet tea. You know, I know you and Gus are on this eat grass diet, but
the eat grass diet? Yeah. Well, I have managed to just suck it up and eat kale with like stuff more than I don't know. It's
I'm proud of you because you've definitely
it's something.
Hey man, more power to you. I'm proud of you for being able to do that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, I mean, you know, it's not easy, that's for sure.
Look, I cheated and ate a bagel with cream cheese without even measuring anything before I got on. So
I'm less proud of you. Less proud.
That's right.
Shady
That's
eyes.
right. Let's go back to my shame circle.
That's right. Well, it's not even like it's weird, Shawnee. I'm like not diabetic. I don't have anything like that. I just have
no, I was just kidding.
No. Shawnee was modifying one's diet is definitely not an easy thing. We all do it for our own reasons. You know what I mean? It was not like I don't know. Yeah, that leads into a whole different rabbit hole of stuff. So
it's like me, like I can quit Starbucks anytime I want, but
right. But I haven't chose that I want to just yet.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it's so to get back to now that Nate's back, to get back to like There Be Shadows. I think you guys will enjoy that too. You know, it's a very again, just as different as, you know, Cretaceous is. You know, it's about a young dude who lived with his grandfather. His family's been passed for a long time. And his grandfather passes away. And living in Europe, he gets put in the system because he's a young dude and he doesn't have any living family, you know? So in the early 1900s, they put him in an orphanage, but the orphanage has its own secrets and its own stuff going on. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. Like being able to write old school like stories with a scary twist, even if it's not a scary story, or a fantastical story, even if it wasn't fantastical before. You know, it'll be a lot of fun. I think people will dig it. The character designs are fun too. You know, Bladen did a great job with those, so I'm excited to see what people think. And then of course you got My Metal Girl, which is, oh my gosh, incredible. So we'll get that going. The artist that was working on that's awesome artist as well. You know, we went through a couple artists on that one too. to get
It's a
where we
huge-
are now.
It's a unique style that you were looking for.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. It is not something you find normally. And Nate, I think again we've said it before, that's important for
Mhm.
us to keep it as different as we can. I know that Nate looks pretty sleepy, and it's like we've been at it for 2 hours and 44 minutes now. And we've had a great time. I know that a bunch of these pieces that Bladen just was showing early will be available. I know he's working on some more cards for you guys. Speaking of cards, we've got some great cards. We're closing in on another unlock for this campaign that we've got going on right now with Theater 7 and Greed. Where are we at right now? We're at 10,300. So we've broke through the stickers. We've just unlocked the stickers, and we're working our way toward additional pages. I think additional pages at 14,000 will be pretty good. I think we can get that. These stickers are going to be great. Ugh, such good stickers, such good cards. The trading cards that we're unlocking, guys, are exclusives per campaign. So if I didn't print them the first time, I'm not printing them again. One cool thing that we're doing with the trading cards is we're actually going to release blisters next year, I think. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, we're excited about those. So we'll start putting more and more into that as we get closer to the year next year. But April keeps me in line, so I don't do too many crazy things at once. And that's so important because, again, we talk about all the stories and stuff that we give you guys. We want to make sure we give you 100% of our time and 100% of our, mindset for each project we work on. We never want to get to where we're splitting our assets between different things. Because, again, we don't do half asset. We only do whole asset. So, we want to make sure that we're doing that. Did you get that nuance, April? Was that a good one? Was that
Well, yeah, it's fine.
okay? I'm just checking. I just want to make sure that I'm doing you proud.
Well, I'm not making it a drinking game yet.
That'll
Well-
be next year after we start going to cons together.
Shit.
Yeah.
Do that like live,
Yes,
in
we're
like
gonna
2 or
be
3
doing-
weeks.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing some shenanigans.
Yeah.
Do you see how awesome that piece looks? That is so
I
good.
know.
April out here putting in work, dude.
Well, skunk girl. She's cute.
She's cute for sure. Well, anyway,
Was that a yawn?
it
that
was.
a yawn?
That was a
Where's
yawn.
your cat so we can bomb some
Oh my God.
some cars
Hit your head again.
off the banister?
Oh my gosh, that shit pissed me off so bad.
There it is. Get that,
That
fire
bitch,
in your
she
belly.
just fucking walked over to it and she was like, psh, psh, psh. Like, I'm like, you know how hard it is for me to get to sleep, and you just drop like literally metal cars, not like the plastic cars with the little, little teeny piece of metal in them, the axle. No, these are like full metal fucking cars that come flying off the landing onto my head.
It was so funny. I was in the line for, pickup at the elementary school, and out of nowhere, that story came into my head, and I just openly laughed. It was hilarious.
It was no, if it wasn't me happening to me, I'd laugh my ass off. Like it was hilarious because she knew what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was just sitting up there and she was like, "Oh yeah, you called me fat earlier," pop, 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 pop. And it's funny because she doesn't come out of my bedroom very often because she doesn't like the shadow dog, so she doesn't come out very often.
Because she doesn't like being called fat.
That too. But poor Harley is turned into a chunker. I love her to pieces because it's my cat, but she's definitely turned into a little chunker. And well, it's because she doesn't like come hang out anymore. She doesn't like the puppies, so she only comes out at night now. When the puppy's asleep. So, but she's just like, I saw her sitting up there. I swear I thought it was Ozzy. I swear I really thought it was Ozzy. Just brat, just pushing cars down my head. But she's like peering down, and in my head I'm going, "Your ass is so fat, you're about to get stuck between the two, like the bars up there, sticking your head through there." But
I'll
She-
show you.
Yeah. Just like poof. And it was like 5 cars. It wasn't like I got hit by like 2, you know.
It makes me laugh.
Yeah, it was like the first one hit me in the fucking head, and I was just like shocked awake because I had just fallen asleep. And then all of a sudden another one came like seconds later. It wasn't like she just like sat up there.
I
She was like, "Can
can't.
I get his ass? Is he awake? Pow! Send another volley." You know,
Oh my
this
God.
motherfucker's getting it now. And then I look up and it's like, you know, I wear glasses and I can't fucking see well with them on anyway. So I'm like, I'm wearing no glasses in the dark, thinking my 4-year-old is like pushing shit down on my head because I told him it wasn't supposed to be there. And this is him getting vengeance. And I look up though, and it's my shit eating cat. And I'm like, I love that cat. I rescued that cat. She's supposed to love me. And then I remembered I called her fat earlier, and this is her vengeance. And she's just like, oh my gosh. No, she is not one of the kitties that has thumbs. But yes, if she had opposable thumbs, it'd be terrifying. But she was literally just like, and you're just like, ow, ow, ow. Because, you know, I'm sleeping. So I'm just sitting in shorts, and I got a blanket on. And, like, so it hits me on, like, my collarbone. You know, because I'm like, leaning over, and it's just like, Phew. And I'm just like, oh, you know, and you just look up and she's like, yeah, piece of shit. Like rapid drop them now. And I'm just like, how are you moving that fast, you fat little shit? Like, you can't even like waddle out of my room quick enough to like you'd have thought she was just had lined them all up herself on purpose just so she could swat them the fuck off.
Well, you know, vengeance is hers.
Oh my god, she's a brat. She's such a brat. She got me the other day real good too. She it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was going into my bathroom to pee because Oz was in our bathroom or the living room bathroom or whatever, and the hallway. So I was going into the master bathroom, and Harley comes out of the bathroom. Like, I guess she'd just been like, ha ha ha, I just took a wicked shit, and it's gonna smell like ass when you go in there. I'm just like, this fucking asshole. So I go to pee, but before I can get in there, Shadow Dog comes flying through, and they hate each other. And yeah, that's exactly what it's like, Shawnee. But so he goes flying to the bathroom, and then it's like Harley's running around in circles, like somehow her fat ass is lifted off the ground and is like floating in circles in the air to avoid the dog. And all of a sudden, though, the ninja cat comes out from under the bed because he doesn't like Shadow fucking with Harley. So he comes out, though, and instead of attacking the goddamn dog, he like chops me like 3 times in the ankle. And I'm like, you fucking asshole. You know, because it's like, and he's an old tomcat. So he's got these big ass fucking like baseball glove fucking paws with these huge ass toenails because he hasn't let you cut them in 12 fucking years. And it's just like, boof, boof, boof. What, bitch? Boof, boof, boof. And I'm just like, oh, it's fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck is happening in this house? Yeah, not great.
It was great.
Oh, blood all over the floor. Like, all over the floor.
From you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
He's a big dick bag. He's like the Schwarzenegger of cats. He like walks up, he's like, the fucking floor is shaking while he's fucking bringing his ass out from under my bed.
Aww.
He's like, ha, ha, ha. I'll get the dog next. Biff, biff, biff. That's what it's like, Shawnee. It's in the animal kingdom. And I have my precious fucking prairie dogs that everybody has to keep safe from the dog. Cats don't fuck with them because they'll beat the shit out of the cats. It's the dog that wants to play with them that'll fucking hurt them.
Or
But
so
yeah.
you say.
Dude, he does. He's like, we had Jekyll out one day, and I swear, he didn't try to bite Jekyll. He just wanted to boop the shit out of him. He just wants to boop him. He doesn't want to fucking fight. So, like, when he boops him, though, this is like a ball of fur the size of like 2 softballs put together, you know? So when he
Certainly
boops him,
bigger than my Floofinator.
yeah, he's definitely bigger than your dog. So when he gets booped, though, his ass, like, we've got wood floors. So his ass goes like sliding across the wood floors.
Nice.
And you're just like, you have to resist the urge to say, like, goal as he's like sliding across there. Because Ethan
See,
is howling in terror that the dog has just booped the prairie dog. So it's like, the prairie dog's fine because his Pudgy the Lass is so furry that the puppy's paw did nothing to him. He just got startled and shook up because his ass just did like, I don't know, 2360s across the floor. So he sits up like he's like fucking just taking a really long line of coke, and he's just like flies back toward the dog. It's like one of those scary movies where you can't see the monster's feet, and it's just those little arms like
Critters all over again.
oh my gosh, it was terrifying. Anyway, now is about the time for a bowl of cereal, then a sleep. So we will holler at you guys later. We appreciate you so much. Thank you. And look at that amazing piece right there.
cat
I
fell
know.
off.
That's serious, April. That's a really good piece.
Oh, thanks.
I like it.
Like, I'm gonna be honest with
Damn
you.
it.
I do think that you improve just as much as the rest of us all the time. Like you're always improving.
Oh, thanks.
Like her face, the chick sitting on the thing, and the physics of her butt hanging off are great.
Yep.
Everybody like, look at the skunk chick, and I'm like, look at that chick that could have been done by any of the fucking modern masters right there. That shit's dope, dude.
Thank you.
Like, her face is so soft. I mean, like, you'd think you were hanging out with Frank Cho today.
Aw, you're
Yeah.
so kind.
And look at the way she's holding her boob up. That's like, ridiculously cute. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We were on a little bit longer than normal just because we're shooting the shit, and some people like to rile me up for conversation.
I like to. Sorry.
And it's okay. We appreciate you.
Nathan.
That is Nathan's new claim to fame. So, anyway, yeah, we enjoy it. Well, somebody's got it.
Exactly.
Somebody's got to, lead the conversation and whatnot. So anyway, thank you guys so very much. If you haven't checked out the Kickstarter, please give it a good look. There's some amazing stuff on there from some incredibly talented people. Oh my gosh, not to mention the Greed trade paperback is on there, which is super exciting. Love that. I'm still floored by the fact that we've just hit issue 4. Everything is now officially Nate's fault.
It always is.
Yeah,
Well, a company scapegoat should be.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get him a shirt that says Nate's fault. Right there. Big well, across the back. We're gonna get a polo with a really nice ethereal logo on the front.
And it'll be like the map of like San Andreas Fault.
Yes, absolutely. Anyway, guys, Shawty, thanks for hanging out with us. You just have a great
Anytime.
evening, and we will holler at you shortly.